This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is for Applied Training Solutions. You are going to get a CPL class from Applied Training Solutions for only $75. It's usually $150, but you are getting it half off. CPL class is necessary for anyone looking for the proper certification to apply for a concealed pistol license in the state of Michigan. You must be 21 or older. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
8:57, time to get out for the news and time to get out for Art Lewis coming up on WSGW.
Well, indeed we are. We're broadcasting from Symphony Tri-Cities, Westside Saginaw Road, 700. For elder law attorney Carole Thomas should be joining us after about 9:30, 9:35 this morning. But we start out the 9 o'clock hour talking to our own Larry Rodarte about a taco fest coming up. And we'll have Carole Thomas on for the remainder of the hour and also for part of the next hour. And time permitting, we'll have some open phones too. And then, of course, we will have Focus today. That coming up later this morning. So what's ahead?
Looking forward to it. Tacos sound pretty good right now.
Yeah. Well, I'm Larry about that. It does sound interesting, doesn't it?
We'll find out more coming up on WSGW. Also, Terry Henney's out today at the Johnson's Pumpkin Farm, and Terry will check in during the 10 o'clock hour with Art and 11 o'clock focus time. And also, Terry broadcasting his own farm show from Johnson's Pumpkin Farm today. Let's get out in song, and we do so with a song to recognize a birthday today. He was the lead singer, or a group that really they weren't around for a long time, maybe 5 years, I think it was, like from 64 to 69. Then they got back together a couple of times, but he is 80 years old today. We're talking about Sal Valentino, who was the lead vocalist for the Beau Brummels, who had a couple of recognizable hits, including this one, the big hit of the Beau Brummels, Just a Little, for Sal Valentino's 80th birthday.
I can't stay, yes I know, you know I hate to go, but goodbye, love was sweet, ours can never meet, so I'll cry just a little cause I love you so, and I'll die just a little cause I have to go away. Can't you see how I feel when I say love's unreal? So goodbye, it's been sweet, even though incomplete. So I'll cry just a little cause I love you so, and I'll die just a little cause I have to go away.
Beau Brummels, Just a Little, big hit in 1965, biggest chart hit for the group. From Sal Valentino. And his 80th birthday today, the lead vocalist.
I still hear, oh, your sighs.
It is news time. Art Lewis Show follows on WSGW. It's 9 o'clock.
From the premier kitchen and bath gallery studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Eggland's Best.
I'm Vicki Barker in London, where Buckingham Palace has revealed the 96-year-old Queen is under medical supervision at her summer retreat of Balmoral.
We're told that doctors are concerned about her condition, and she's under medical supervision at Balmoral, although she is comfortable.
The BBC's health correspondent Hugh Pym noting the Queen has suffered increasing mobility issues in recent months.
What we don't know is whether they have got worse or whether there's an underlying condition here, which doctors are now concerned about.
Her son and heir, Prince Charles, is said to be with her. Her other children are on their way, and we're told grandson Prince William, the next after Charles in line to the British throne, is on his way to Balmoral now. Again, Queen Elizabeth II under medical supervision at her Scottish retreat. The rest of the British royal family is gathering there. I'm Vicki Barker in London. Now with more CBS News, here's Deborah Rodriguez. Hours of terror in Memphis have ended with an arrest. Police have taken a 19-year-old into custody after at least 4 people were killed in a shooting spree that was live streamed. Mayor Jim Strickland.
I'm angry for our citizens who had to shelter in place for their own safety until this suspect was caught.
Police in Las Vegas have arrested the Clark County public administrator in the stabbing death of a journalist who'd written about corruption in Jeff Germon's office. Germon lost a re-election bid. Donald Trump's former advisor, Steve Bannon, surrendering in New York City today to face charges of criminal wrongdoing. Correspondent Robert Costa.
Such charges may revive a past controversy. Bannon once faced federal fraud charges related to We Build the Wall Incorporated, a fundraising operation that sought to build private sections of the wall along the U.S.-Mexico border.
Secretary of State Blinken's made a surprise stop in Kyiv, announcing a proposal for $2 billion in more U.S. aid for war-torn Ukraine. In Germany, Defense Secretary Austin detailed a new weapons delivery.
The latest package includes more GMLRS, 105-millimeter howitzers, artillery munitions, armed missiles, Humvees, armored ambulances.
There's one thing lots of Americans agree on, no matter their political persuasions. CBS's Jennifer DePinto with the results of our new poll.
We found that a big majority of Americans, 73%, think there should be a maximum age limit for holding elected office in the U.S. And we followed up and asked what people think that age limit should be.
President Biden, who intends to run for re-election, turns 80 in November. This is CBS News.
Eggland's Best. The only eggs with more fresh and delicious taste, plus superior nutrition. Because the way we care is anything but ordinary. Only Eggland's Best.
Hello, this is Carole Thomas, and I have my seminars coming up in Bay City on Wednesday, September 28th. They're going to be at the Courtyard by Marriott at 10 o'clock and 5 o'clock. I love presenting my seminars. There's so much information that people need to know. And the biggest comment I get after my seminars is I had no idea there was so much to learn. And honestly, I don't know where else people would get the information necessary to know, how do I protect my assets if I ever need a long-term care? How do I protect my assets if I ever need nursing home? What if my husband has a stroke and goes into a nursing home? Are we prepared to lose our life savings? I have been presenting seminars for over 20 years, and they always fill to capacity. And I think that's because people love the information that I'm able to present at the seminars. I talk about wills and trusts, the importance of them to get assets protected if you ever need nursing home care. Please call my office at 989-793-2300 to make a reservation. I promise you, you will not be disappointed if you come to one of my seminars.
If you have ever thought about remodeling your bathroom but were worried it would take too long or cost too much, then stop worrying. Right now, Jacuzzi Bath Remodel has designed a collection of high-quality custom products and perfected the one-day remodeling experience so you can enjoy your new bathroom faster than ever before. It's a worry-free bath remodel from the most trusted brand name in the business, Jacuzzi. For a virtual or in-home appointment, call 800-826-9895. That's 800-826-9895. 800-826-9895.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom. This is WSGW News.
Sunny skies and 59 degrees at 9:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Persha. Governor Gretchen Whitmer, along with the Michigan Economic Development Corporation, has announced support for a new infrastructure project which will support a new expansion from Hemlock Semiconductor. Here's WSGW's Jonathan Dentz.
Thomas Township, the home of Hemlock Semiconductor, will be rapidly expanding sanitary sewer facilities in coordination with Saginaw Township. The improvements include the construction of 2 new lift stations and 5 miles of sewer lines. To support this project, the township has received a $27 million Strategic Site Readiness Program, or SSRP, grant. Construction of these facilities will pave the way for a new expansion from HSC that is expected to bring $375 million and 170 new jobs to the area. News of the polysilicon producer's plan comes only a month after the signing of the CHIPS and Science Act, which incentivizes the manufacturing of electronics components in the U.S. In addition to the SSRP grant, Thomas Township is expecting a $20.5 million tax abatement, and Saginaw Township has received a $10 million appropriation to help with the infrastructure improvements. Jonathan Dent, News Radio 100.5 and 790.
Police in Burton have determined there was no credible threat after a bomb threat was called into an elementary school yesterday. The front office of Dillon Elementary School received the threat at 8:47 a.m. Burton police and K-9 units from the Genesee County Sheriff's Department searched the building but found no device. Classes started back up around 10:30. Police say a threatening call was also made to the school district's administration building in Flint Township around the same time. Police have not identified a suspect at this time. WSGW News Time, 9:07.
At Wildfire Credit Union, our team will tell you that everything we do is for our members because it's about you, always.
I just had a conversation with a member who lives near Traverse City. Mildred has been a member with Wildfire in some way, shape, or form for over 50 years. Wildfire is her preferred financial institution. Same for her daughter who lives in Connecticut. Neither one of them has ever stepped foot in any of the Wildfire branches. Yet they both receive a level of service to rave about. It just goes to show you that it doesn't matter where you live, Wildfire is here for you.
Being the trusted resource for your finances, delivering marvelous experiences no matter where you are. That's Wildfire Credit Union. It's what we do every day. Find out for yourself. Call 800-227-2328. Click on wildfirecu.org or come by any Wildfire location to experience banking the way it's supposed to be, where it's about you, always. Wildfire Credit Union, distinctively better. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
WSGW News Time, 9:08. The weather forecast is next. Federal regulators announced two public meetings to gather input about Enbridge's plan to build a tunnel beneath the Great Lakes waters for a replacement section of its Line 5 oil and gas pipeline. Feedback is expected to come by the thousands from various communities, businesses, and organizations. There will be an in-person session today at the Little Bear Arena in St. Ignace from 3 to 8 p.m. Another virtual session will be held October 6th from 1 to 4 p.m. Participation in the virtual meeting will be limited to 1,000 logins, while today's in-person meeting will have space for about 500 people. These public meetings are part of the federal permit review process under the National Environmental Policy Act. The deadline for feedback is October 14th. Professors at Eastern Michigan University are walking picket lines again today. In the meantime, the university has filed a complaint in Washtenaw County Circuit Court asking a judge to issue an injunction forcing faculty members back on the job.
EMU administrators say they went to court to stop what they describe as significant and continuing injury to students. The union says the strike against what it calls the administration's illegal, unfair labor practices should be settled at the bargaining table, not in a courtroom. Despite the walkout by about 500 professors, the university says some classes were held, led by faculty and instructors who are not part of the union. In its latest offer to the union, the university has proposed a 6.2% salary increase in the first year of the new contract and a total 5-year salary increase of just over 15%. But the union says the offer is not enough to offset higher health care premiums that could cost some members thousands of dollars more per year.
When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 752-0790. It's 9:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Sunny skies and light winds for today. Highs top out near 82 degrees. Tonight, clear. Lows drop to 57. Winds south around 5 miles per hour. Friday, lots more sunshine. Highs warm into the middle 80s. Winds south to the west around 5 miles per hour. Friday night, mostly clear. Lows fall back to 62. Winds south around 5 miles per hour. Looking into Saturday, clouds beyond the increase. Highs reach 87. And then Saturday night, chance for showers developing or building into the area after midnight. And lows head down to 63. I'm Phil Jensko with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Right now, it's 55.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
Studio today. We are on the road. We've come to Symphony Tri-Cities, and if you're not familiar with that name, it is a senior living facility, and it is the former Caretel at 6700 Westside Saginaw Road. And we are here for elder law attorney Carole Thomas. We'll have Carole on later on, by the way, and chatting with her about elder law. All of that is ahead this morning. But for the first part of this hour, we say good morning to a familiar face and a familiar voice. And he is Larry. And listen, Larry, listen to the way I say this now. Larry Rodarte. Did you hear that? I can roll the R's.
Very good, Art.
Well, first of all, can't tell you how pleased we are to have you in our radio family for McKenty on air. But you've got a kind of a big activity coming up that revolves around tacos, if I'm not mistaken. Tell us about that.
Yeah, we are so excited this weekend. We have the first annual Saginaw Taco Fest, and it's happening over at Sarah Chevrolet at 4200 Bay Road. And we're just really excited because we've got some of the best taco makers in the area that are going to participate with their food trucks. And we just got some great entertainment with mariachis coming. So how can you lose with tacos and mariachis, right?
You can't. So when is it? Let's start with that time and all that stuff.
It's 11 a.m. on Saturday, September 10th, and it runs till 5 p.m. So we've got about 5-6 hours where we got 6 vendors coming out that are going to be making tacos and other Mexican foods because it's become so popular. The Mexican culinary experts in our area are really excited as well because they know this is an opportunity where they can showcase their food. And 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturday.
I have to tell you, one of our favorites closed, Los Cuatros on Bay Road, but I see another one is going in there.
Yeah, from what I understand, it's the same owner, but they're just renaming it, actually.
Is that right? Oh,
yeah. Yeah, he's upgrading it, and he's got some surprises.
All right, good. Love surprises. We'll come back to the Taco Fest, but I don't think we've never talked about this on the air with you anyway. What is the importance of the Latin community to this region?
Well, we have been here a long time. The Polk Directory first listed Mexicans in the area in 1919. So over 100 years, we have contributed and been a part of the fabric of Saginaw County. And it's really important, I think, because our ancestors way back in 1925, when 1945, they formed the Union Civica Mexicana, which is the organization I've been a part of. Still exists, almost celebrating 80 years in existence. And one of the main reasons why they formed the organization was because they wanted to keep the culture and the heritage alive in the area, even though we were assimilating into American life. They wanted to make sure that the children spoke the language and kept their culinary food recipes in place so that we could celebrate them here almost 80 years later. So, I think part of what makes our diversity so great in Saginaw County is that we have, the Latino community very vibrant in all the other different ethnicities, and it just makes for a more healthy community, I think.
Was the migration north part of the auto industry coming into
Yeah, so many of the Latino immigrants or migrants that came from Texas, whether they came from Mexico as immigrants or they were born in Texas. They migrated in the the 40s, 50s, 60s, and they found jobs here in the fields. And they really were the backbone of many of our tables, with our lettuces and tomatoes that they picked, and the pickles and Cebuine. I remember my father talking about that so much. And then what they did was they found jobs at the Gray Iron plant. That was their American dream. They were able to support their families and live in the community, and they've stayed. Like my great grandparents, they came in 1928, and their descendants, there's over 1,000 of us actually in Saginaw County. So it was. We have our family reunions, and I think in 2013 we had our last census for our family, and it was like 932. And so today I know we're probably way over 1,000.
Is it a cohesive community?
Yeah, I think so. For the most part, we have our pockets of problems as everybody else, but it's really, as I said, a vibrant community. We have a lot of different events, and we have organizations like the American GI Forum, the Mexican American Council, the Unión Cívica Mexicana, and we have put forth different events and different meetings together for the betterment of our community. So it's been really important. And I look back and I see, when I first came, I was born and raised in Saginaw, but I went and lived in Detroit for 10 years. And that's actually where I went to Specs Howard Broadcasting School, which Spec Howard just passed away last week.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, and
Charlie Root shares something in common, I think.
Yeah, and when I came back, I seen different organizations, even the Mid-Michigan Hispanic Business Association. They were grouping together with many leaders in the community to make sure that our community was at the table and that we were moving forward. There's a saying, adelante, move forward, and that means move forward and go forward at all costs, no matter what is happening. So that's what we're trying to do as a community, I think. And we've progressed. We've come a long way from when I was very young 40 years ago. And I remember very much when sometimes doors were closed to us. And I think that, like I've said on my show, we've come a long way. And right now, the food, the tacos and Mexican food in general, I don't know what it is, Art, but all of a sudden it's become so popular. And I don't know if it's the food trucks that are out there, and we've got different types of tacos, because we have moved away from the hard shell tacos that is kind of Tex-Mex and that our community was known for in terms of our restaurant owners and all. And now we're going more to the carne asada tacos with the onions and the cilantro, and those that you may see like in the Pontiac and in the Detroit area. So there's been kind of like a shift, and I think that that's what's kind of fueled the love for tacos today.
Yeah, it's interesting, because last night my wife was saying, "What are we going to do for dinner tomorrow?" She said, "I think it's time for Mexican." Okay, we're going to take a break. Larry, hang on. We'll come back and finish up. We're talking to Larry Rodarte. There's going to be a taco festival coming up this weekend, right? This weekend?
This Saturday at Sarah Saginaw,
All right.
11 a.m. to 5 p.m.
We'll be back to talk more about it with Larry right after these notes on the Art Lewis Show.
There's not much to say when the performance says it all. So we'll just cut to the chase to let you know that Dairyland Seed Corn brought the yield once again in 2021 first and university trials with 255 top 5 finishes. And we're poised to show you the yield again this year. To get updates on full 2022 corn performance results as they come in, visit dairylandseed.com.
From the very beginning, and every workday since, at every shift and every individual effort, we carry a common purpose, a common cause. It's a duty we proudly honor, knowing behind every product we build is your faith in us, dedicated to the craft of gun making, dedicated to your freedom, equality, security, and the promise of this great country. Smith & Wesson, empowering Americans. Learn more at smith-wesson.com.
Attention all business owners who rent or lease space, including storage space. Stop wasting your money paying someone else for your space. You can now save a ton of money and own your own building with the incredible sale prices from General Steel. That's right. Start saving money every month on renting space from others. Just call 877-25-STEEL to see how General Steel can help you save money. Our 50-year structural warranty buildings are custom designed for your needs and save you a ton of money. Call 877-25-STEEL.
Take it from a successful entrepreneur. If you need to expand or start a new business, you need General Steel.
Great team and the competitive pricing is the reason I went with General Steel.
Call 877-25-STEEL now, and you can get any of our popular quick construction structures, including a 40 by 60 foot building or a 50 by 100 clear span building fast and easy. Call 877-25-STEEL. That's 877-257-8335. 877-25-STEEL.
I'm Liz Clayman, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stock futures are little changed. The major averages rose yesterday. There's speculation the markets were oversold after 3 weekly losses. Investors will hear more about the economy today from Fed Chair Jerome Powell, who takes part in a Cato Institute discussion. The Fed's latest Beige Book report from its 12 districts found businesses expecting to see softening of demand over the next 6 to 12 months. There were mixed readings of slight to modest growth or softening. Apple decided to freeze prices for new iPhones. Barron says the strategy is to get you to consider an upgrade. Apple has greater control over its supply chain, which means it may be able to absorb costs. Some analysts think Apple is vulnerable in a recession, and its shares have been shrinking since mid-August. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
Now is the time to diversify your investments with gold and silver to protect your retirement. Hi, it's Lisa Booth for Bishop Gold Group. Bishop Gold Group sells physical gold and silver delivered to your door or put directly in your IRA. Call Bishop Gold Group and tell them Lisa Booth sent you to receive a silver gift on your first order. Dial pound 250 from your mobile phone and mention keyword Bishop Gold or go to bishopgoldgroup.com. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dialed text message from Bishop Gold Group.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, beat the largest timeshare company in federal court and has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare information guide absolutely free. Call 800-881-8686. That's 800-881-8686.
TrackPhone wants to know, are you an influencer, a big live streamer? No? Then guess what? You don't need an endless data plan. Get just the right amount of data with TrackPhone's $40 unlimited talk and text smartphone plan. Now with 8 gigs of high-speed data and unlimited carryover on America's largest, most dependable network, now with 5G. Get the data you need at the price you want. TrackPhone Wireless. Now you're in control. Available at major retailers. 5G compatible device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See terms and conditions at trackphone.com.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robin show.
Do you know what the difference between California and the Titanic are?
What?
The Titanic's lights are on when it's sunk. Oh!
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
Welcome back here on the Art Lewis Show, coming to you from Symphony Tri-Cities. We are talking to Larry Rodarte. You hear him on WSGW Sunday 10th day on air. But this weekend coming up at Sarah Chevrolet on Bay Road is a big taco fest. Is this the first, Larry?
Yes. It's the first one that we're putting together because we've seen so many other communities that have put forth a taco fest this summer. They become really popular, whether it was in Eastern Market, the Royal Oak area, or Canterbury in Oregon. Put together these huge taco fests. And I said, we need to do that and bring it here to Saginaw. And we kind of had a cause, which was for the Union Civica to fundraise to help upgrade their grounds and their lighting and their fencing. 2715 Wadsworth, where is that hall is at, and it's been there since 1960. and we really need to upgrade the facilities grounds. And so that's why we wanted to kick off this Taco Fest as our first fundraiser for that for the 2023 year.
That's going to be what time again?
11 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturday, September 10th. So Sarah Saginaw, they're, our event sponsor. They're helping us, and they're really happy. We're taking advantage of the fact that there's not too many cars out on the parking lot right now. And so we're going to utilize that. We're going to utilize the south end of Sarah Chevrolet, and they've got, the grounds for us to do that. So, this is the first time we're having thoughts of having it at different locations next year. But this year we were going to have it at the Civica, but when we had such a huge response from the community on social media, on Facebook platforms and Instagram, we said, you know what, I don't know if we're going to be able to handle that kind of crowd and at our parking lot. And so that's why we want to upgrade the parking lot as well and expand it so that we have more room, because of all the signature events that we have, whether, it's the tamale taste off, or if we're having Cinco de Mayo celebrations over there, pre-Cinco de Mayo celebrations from the big one downtown, we have to have a bigger parking facility. And so that's part of the reason why, as you know, it's going to cost quite a bit to expand a parking area and upgrade what we do have in existence. So from 1960 to now, I think the pavement there at the parking lot has only been paved maybe 2 or 3 times. So it's definitely due.
Any charge to get into the Taco Fest?
Yep, it's $5 per person, and children under the age of 10 are free. And we will have bouncy houses out there, and we've got the Ballet Folklorico Muyocani from Detroit. They're a beautiful ballet troupe that they come out, and they have a number of participants. And then, like I said earlier, the mariachis Los Gallos from Detroit, they're coming in so that they're strolling mariachis while our patrons are eating their different tacos.
I don't know what it is about mariachi music, but it's infectious.
Yeah, I was told by one of our restaurant owners, Toyo Rosas. He says, trust me, bro. He said, make sure you get a mariachi out there for the Taco Fest, because he has participated in different ones. And he says that's really, kind of what makes the Taco Fest is that music, that mariachi to go along with tacos. So we're really excited. They're excited to come. They've never been to the Saginaw area. And from what I know, they're, they've been nominated for some awards, and they're a great group. So I'm excited about it. I think they've got six that are, yeah. So we're real happy that they're coming, as well as the Ballet Folklorico, because it really gives our patrons a chance to see, the culture and heritage that go along with tacos. The attraction is the taco, of course. We know this, and our patitos from the Civica will also be there. So, along with that, with the entertainment that we have, that we're providing, it's going to be a great festive day for anybody who comes out. So we're asking the community to come out, support the Taco Fest this Saturday, September 10th, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. at Sarah Chevrolet on Bay Road.
And the Latinos in this area, mostly Mexican heritage?
Yes, predominantly Mexican, but I'm hearing, a lot more that were the Puerto Rican immigrants, as well as Cuban. Of course, that they're coming up from Florida and all, but even one of the taco trucks that we have that's involved, they're coming from originating from Miami. So I mean, they have Colombian as well as Mexican food, and we had them on our show a few weeks back. And so it really shows the diversity of the taco, what's happening in the Saginaw area. No longer, is it simply just the hard shell taco. They've got different tacos along with the other vendors. And there's even a food truck now in Old Town Saginaw that is putting out tacos on the weekends. And so, it's really a change in terms of what we have seen traditionally in our area for Mexican food. And we still have the brick and mortar restaurants, of course. And it seems like many of the taco vendors, those food truck vendors, they're looking to start restaurants as well. So they're kind of wetting their feet, and then they're looking to start restaurants as well in the future, because, as I said, everybody loves tacos.
So when Larry Rodarte builds his taco, what's in it?
Actually, you know, we do our taco similar to the El Gallito restaurant. I don't know if you remember them in the Saginaw area. They started out on Hess Street, and then they went to Dixie Highway, and then into Bridgeport. That was my uncle Felix Gallardo, and he and his mother started the patito, which is the deep fried taco that we produce over at the Union Civica today. And it's basically the hamburger meat, you know, with the spices that we put in. That's our secret. And then we, you know, roll out homemade tortillas, you know, with the masa, and then we wrap that in like an empanada, and we deep fry it. We deep fry it, and then we top it off with cheese, lettuce, and tomato, and that makes our patito. Now, one of the things I want to mention is many tacos, you know, that originated, say, from Mexico, they don't actually use the yellow cheese or tomatoes and lettuce that we do. You know, that's really a big cultural difference, and that's kind of more Tex-Mex. But the tacos from Mexico, they're more of the onion and the cilantro and the steak meat that is popular and that has become popular with those tacos.
I can remember a number of years ago traveling to Mexico, and we went to Puerto Vallarta and went to a number of restaurants while we were there. And the food of Mexico is different than the Tex-Mex we're used to.
Yes, yes.
But delicious.
Yes,
Absolutely.
yes. And, you know, primarily, you know, like even here in the North, we can't get some easily, you know, spices or different, you know, the foods that they get down in Mexico. I mean, they're very similar, and, you know, they're moving up this way, but, you know, it can be very difficult sometimes when you trying to, you know, make a taco exactly like that region in Mexico. So.
Well, Larry, listen, we first wish you well with the Taco Festival. We plan on attending. And sometime in the future, we'll get you in, sit down, and talk about other issues facing the Latino community and others, because you are a wealth of knowledge, and enjoy knowing you and listening to you. Thanks for being with us.
Well, thank you for having me today, Art. It's a pleasure. And, you know, just the idea that we're talking about tacos today here at WSGW, that's a great thing, right?
Yes, now that you've made me totally hungry, thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Art.
You're welcome. Thank you, Larry. We'll see you Saturday. Larry Rodarte, and you can hear his program Gente on air here on WSGW Sunday evenings. We'll take a break, come back, and Carole Thomas will be joining us, our elder law attorney. All of that is ahead right after these notes.
I know Michiganders are seeing rising prices.
Let's face it, food shortages are a real threat now. Supply chain breakdowns, inflation, fuel prices, global conflicts, fertilizer cutbacks, farmers being encouraged not to plant. The stage is set for the peanut butter to hit the fan. But for some reason, Americans are still in denial about food shortages. Listen, we don't take risks with other things in our lives, so why take risks? Those who know what's coming are using today to prepare. Millions of Americans have purchased Ready Hour emergency food from My Patriot Supply, the brand people look for when they're ready for real preparedness. MyPatriotSupply.com is America's largest preparedness company. Get stocked up on emergency food that lasts up to 25 years in storage to get you through tough times ahead. Your other choice is to stand in government food lines, hoping for a handout. As we both know, that's not an option. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com right now. MyPatriotSupply.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack.
You can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And now you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial. ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
This is a paid advertisement for legal services. Ricky LeBlanc, Chestnut Hill, Mass. Admitted in Massachusetts only. While this firm maintains joint responsibility, most cases of this type are referred to other attorneys for principal responsibility. Members, Paul J. Morgan, Winter Park, Florida. Nick Neisweiler, Florence, Kentucky. Rich Grabo, 970 Farmington Avenue, West Hartford, Connecticut. 860-904-7789. Michael Bo Gonzalez, admitted Louisiana. Filing number LA-22-13614. No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other attorneys. I am a paid non-attorney spokesperson. Attention U.S. Marines. Veterans were exposed to toxic chemicals in the drinking water on Camp Lejeune between 1953 and 1987. These chemicals increase the risk for cancer, birth defects, and other serious health problems. If you or a loved one were exposed to contaminated water on Camp Lejeune, you may be entitled to compensation. A new law gives legal rights to those harmed. It is not too late to take action. Call Sokolov Law now for a free legal consultation at 1-800-397-8100. 1-800-397-8100. 1-800-397-8100.
The WSGW Morning Team Show.
The WSW online poll is about American democracy. Quinnipiac University did a poll, nearly 1,600 U.S. adults, asking about American democracy. 72% of registered Democrats, 70% of Republicans, 69% of independents saying that they had a fear about the future of U.S. democracy. Some of the comments were fearing because of what was called political extremism. People want politicians to work together instead of remaining too true to their ideological beliefs. Some say, as bad as it seems now, throughout the history, our democracy has survived. The poll question is, do you fear the future of U.S. democracy? Yes, no, you're not sure. Vote by going to WSW.com, scroll down the homepage, find the poll box, make your vote that way.
I think there is something different happening, and I think it just sounded like a 60s song. Something happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. Thank you.
Yeah, there you go. Good one.
The Morning Team, weekdays 5:30 till 9 on WSGW. The WSGW Broadcasting Studios are sponsored by the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design Center in Midland.
Hi, we're back with you. And as I mentioned to you, Carole Thomas will be along with us in a moment. But we are here at Symphony Tri-Cities, the former Caretel facility. And Chelsea's with me from the facility. Good morning.
Good morning.
Tell me about Symphony. This used to be Caretel, and it was taken over a couple of years ago, I think.
It sure was,
by
yeah.
the Symphony folks. But tell us what you have here.
Well, we have the full continuum. We have skilled nursing, we have long-term care, Medicaid, we have assisted living, and we have memory care. So full continuum here, and we're happy to have you both.
And the one thing that we should point out you don't have here is independent living.
We do not.
It's not a retirement community, so to speak.
That is correct. Yep. So we actually work closely with independent livings within the community for folks that they're independent, but then they also need some assisted care, following their kind of apartment living at the independent living. So, and in one of our communities, actually in St. Joseph, we have 5 here in Michigan. They have independent living. So we're fortunate to have that in our profile, but not at this location.
How big is Symphony? How many units are there?
Symphony. So we have 5 here in Michigan, 3 in Indiana, and 8 over in Illinois. So large community. But us here, we have 60 beds in skilled nursing. That's half shared with long-term care. 20 in our assisted living and 20 in our memory care. So kind of quaint inns, as we call them.
Located on West Side Saginaw Road, which is Bay Road if you're coming from Saginaw, 6700 on the west side of the road. And this facility, I think, is about 10 years old, maybe? Is that?
It sure is. Just over, actually.
Is it really?
Yes, it is.
Good guess, because we were here when it opened.
Yes.
Literally. You were here.
Yes.
So, yeah, and it's unique, folks. I mean, it is worth just walking through here. It's set up like streetscapes. throughout the building, and I've never seen a facility quite like it.
No, there isn't too many. I mean, every corner has something different, from the decor to, what's for lunch that day versus dinner that night. So, and actually, where we're situated today is a family dining. We have a family dining room in each of our inns. And families utilize this all the time. We'll have, daughter brings in lasagna. We have the family of 10 in here, and they're enjoying with the oven and the fridge and the big table too. So
yeah, it's a little kitchen.
It is. So families enjoy that, and so do the guests.
And is there a website where people can find out more information?
Oh, absolutely. Yep. So symphonytricities.com is our location for our webpage here, but then you can find the remainder of our locations, as we're also in Linden, Brighton, Applewood, which is in Woodhaven, and then in St. Joseph. So many facilities.
Very good. Well, Chelsea, thanks for chatting with us this morning.
Of course. Happy to be
and
here.
hosting us.
Yes.
All righty. And we're going to now invite elder law attorney Carole Thomas to join us this morning, as she does frequently, and love chatting with her about elder law and all of those good things. So we say good morning to elder law attorney Carole Thomas.
Good morning, Art.
Good morning, Carole.
It's great to be here. Isn't this facility amazing?
Oh yeah, I remember this vividly from when it first opened, and the gentleman that built it, Horace, I think his name was, walked around with me and showed me the facility. And everywhere you looked was a picture, because it didn't look like any building I'd ever been in. You're inside a building thinking you're walking a street outside, because of the way every wing is set up and decorated, and you have the feeling of small town America in a way, and it really is kind of unique. All right, so let me start with a question I don't think I've ever asked you before.
Now that makes me nervous, but let's
What's
give it a
new
try.
in elder law?
Well, the good news is there isn't anything new.
It's always good news.
The bad news is that I recently have had clients that I am not able to help protect their assets, because they've become mentally incapacitated, and we can't do documents, and there's certain things that need to be done in order to get the assets protected.
So here is a question for you, which I don't think I've ever asked you before.
Okay.
Let us say husband and wife. Let's say the wife has to be placed in a nursing home. They did not do paperwork. All right. Consequently, they're in jeopardy of property loss and everything. And they call Carole Thomas and they say, Carole, please go and set up paperwork for us. And you say, absolutely. And you go. Wife is not mentally competent to sign the paperwork. Is that totally done then? You're done. You can't do anything for them. And here's why I ask. Doesn't the husband have some ability as the husband of the wife to sign and get those documents done?
Definitely not.
So an individual has to do it for themselves.
Absolutely.
Now,
Absolutely.
is there a way around it in court?
Yes. And that's the answer to your question is, am I able to still help them? It depends upon the county where you live.
Ooh.
It depends upon the local probate judge. If we have a sympathetic judge, we can go in and get a court order still allowing us to set up what needs to be done to get assets protected. But there are some judges in your listening area, and I will not name counties, unfortunately, Art.
No, maybe it's fortunate.
Yes. That the judges are not sympathetic, and it's very difficult to get assets protected. So I really, really wish people would get things taken care of ahead of time. As I have a lot of clients say, it's never too early, but it can be too late. And it's so simple to get assets protected. And if we get the documents set up, particularly it's the financial power of attorney that we need allowing transfers to be done.
So let's take two different cases then. Case one, the wife is lucid. She can sign the document. She understands. How long from the time you visit her till the time those documents are in force?
Oh, the moment we can get to her. And it's not.
Oh, really?
Yes. It's not unusual that I'll meet with a husband and maybe a daughter in my office in the morning. We're to that nursing home in the afternoon, or hospital visits. Like 3 weeks ago, I think we did like 4 or 5 hospital visits that week, hoping the person was still competent, getting things signed so we could get going and get things on the roll to get things protected. Because I think
so is it immediate though? I mean, the minute
oh
they
yes, the
say-
moment
okay.
they sign, we have what we need.
Okay. So the other case would be she's not competent and you have to go to the probate court.
Mhm.
How long before you can actually get it through the court and get it approved?
That depends upon the court. We have some courts that there's at least a 2-month wait to get a court date.
Oh.
So imagine our married couple, total assets are $50,000. We can get the entire $50,000 protected. But if we can't get to court for 2 months and they're already private pay at the nursing home,
They're eating up some of that
they're
money.
eating it up very
And that's
quickly.
not recoverable, right?
No, it is not.
Can't go retroactive and get it back from Medicaid. That's not going to happen, right?
The people get confused because often people come and say, I've heard Medicaid can go retroactive. And if someone doesn't have assets, Medicaid can go retro for 3 months. But typically people that come to see me, they have something
Well,
in the bank
yeah.
and you can't go retro because they're not eligible at that point.
We're talking to elder law attorney Carole Thomas. She's going to be with us till about 10:30 this morning. And if you have any questions, you can give us a call, 989-752-6111. She also has some seminars coming up. We'll tell you about those too as we broadcast from Symphony Tri-Cities here at 6700 West Side Saginaw Road.
Lehman's Green Apple Barn is celebrating their 37th annual Apple Country Craft Show Saturday and Sunday, September 10th and 11th from 10 to 4.
Capoco Community Credit Union has you covered this fall for any of your lending needs. Have home improvements? You're covered. How about that fall color tour vacation? Covered. Maybe it's something that will make lasting memories like a wedding. Yep, Capoco has loans that will help you with all those life-changing events. Any dream is possible when you let Capoco dream it with you. Capoco Community Credit Union, Bay City and Saginaw. Plan your fall now. Go online to capoco.org. Member NCUA.
Lehman's Green Apple Barn is celebrating their 37th annual Apple Country Craft Show Saturday and Sunday, September 10th and 11th from 10 to 4. Over 60 local vendors will be featuring handmade items. You'll find crafters from woodworking, photography, sewing, doll clothes, holiday and garden decor, fresh baked goods, warm donuts, freshly pressed apple cider, kettle corn, food trucks, and more. Check out greenapplebarn.com or visit on Facebook. Stop out to Lehman's Green Apple Barn Saturday and Sunday, September 10th and 11th from 10 to 4. Admission is free.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender by Norton is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. 800-401-6681.
Attention all business owners who rent or lease space, including storage space. Stop wasting your money paying someone else for your space. You can now save a ton of money and own your own building with the incredible sale prices from General Steel. That's right. Start saving money every month on renting space from others. Just call 877-25-STEEL to see how General Steel can help you save money. Our 50-year structural warranty buildings are custom designed for your needs and save you a ton of money. Call 877-25-STEEL.
Take it from a successful entrepreneur. If you need to expand or start a new business, you need General Steel.
Great team and the competitive pricing is the reason I went with General Steel.
Call 877-25-STEEL now, and you can get any of our popular quick construction structures, including a 40 by 60 foot building or a 50 by 100 clear span building fast and easy. Call 877-25-STEEL. That's 877-257-8335. 877-25-STEEL.
Hi, this is Mike Avery, and here's what's coming up this week on Outdoor Magazine. First, Jim Felgenauer on sturgeon fishing in the St. Clair River. In hour number 2, Tom Lounsbury talks about small game hunting in Michigan this fall, plus Nick Green of MUCC. And in our third hour, it's Michigan's Mr. Walleye, Mark Martin, talking about fall fishing. Listen Saturday mornings at 6 and Sundays at 9 on WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on WSW, talking to elder attorney Carole Thomas about elder law. And if you have any questions, you can give us a call. Our number, of course, is 989-752-6111. That'll put you in touch with us. And you can also watch us on the stream. See Carole and myself here at Symphony. Wait, yeah, wait at the stream.
The pageant.
So let me ask about
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios.
Let me ask about the state and how aggressive they are or are not in enforcing elder laws, and particularly in terms of recovery for Medicaid.
Oh, that's a really good question. You've never asked that either. Have you been thinking some good questions?
It's dangerous for you, I know, but
well, there's something that started in 2011. So now we're 11 years into it, called estate recovery. And estate recovery is if someone has been on Medicaid, and typically it would be the home that would be going through probate after they've died. The state is able to recoup funds as much as they had paid to the nursing home through the probate process, which is the importance of not having a will or not doing anything at all. Because then when the person dies, there will be probate and there will be estate recovery if they were in a nursing home and they received Medicaid funding for their care. So that's where a trust is so important, Art, because that does keep us out of the process. And the estate recovery, they're extremely aggressive. And I still have people coming in saying, yeah, my grandmother's house, the state took the funds. And it puzzles me that after all these years that we've had estate recovery, that people aren't aware that they need to take care of things, see an elder law attorney and have things protected.
Yet people, well, I think, first of all, none of us like to think that's going to happen to us.
True.
It's a psychology, isn't it? I mean, when you think about it, and unless something medically happens to you during your life, you have this feeling of invincibility, maybe to a degree, and it can't happen to us. Nothing's going to happen. And then something happens and you realize, ooh, maybe I'm more vulnerable. How many people do you see after some trauma hits their family, and then they realize they need to take care of things?
I would say it's 50-50, and I'd be curious actually the opinion of the ladies here from the nursing home, but I think it's 50-50 where the people where there's been Parkinson's, dementia has been diagnosed, where it's a prolonged thing, and usually it's inevitable that there may need to be long-term care at the end. But the other 50% is dad was fine and he had a stroke, and they can't believe that before they know it, they're in the hospital and then they're having to find a long-term care facility, and they are just not prepared at all from any aspect of it.
You mentioned that magic word. It's unfortunate. It's a magic word, stroke. Hits anybody, anytime, doesn't know age limits. We've recently heard of some Hollywood types that are young and had strokes.
Exactly.
So, we talk about elder law, but those same laws apply to a 45-year-old.
Absolutely. And what's interesting, for years, when people would say, Carole, when should I get my documents? I always said 60. Now I've dropped it to 50.
We have a caller. Pearl is in Bay City. Pearl, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Morning.
Morning, Pearl.
Good morning.
Go ahead.
Oh, well, I was just wondering, I have property that I'm wondering, should I save it for the children to let them inherit it? Would it be less expensive for them? I've been always told not to sell it. I'll lose so much money on it. Or should I sell it now before? I do have a will, but I don't know what to do with it.
Pearl,
the property.
It's a situation where I really would like to know a lot more facts that I'm uncomfortable asking you, on public airwaves. Just things so people know, what am I wondering about? Like how much other assets you have, the value of the property. Are you married? Are you single? There are things that I would want to know. But anytime I hear real estate, and I'm guessing you're over 50, I would highly.
I'm 87.
Wow.
Okay, only by a day or two.
Yes,
then,
exactly.
right?
Pearl, you really need to consider getting a trust done, because a will is not going to help us at all if you ever need long-term care. A will only works after someone dies. So when families come to me and say, yeah, mom's going into a nursing home, but she has a will, I say, we can't use the will for anything. We need a trust that's a living document while you're living. But I offer complimentary consultations. If you'd want to come and see me, we could talk about it.
Well, but it wouldn't be better for me to sell it right now before something happens to me, I wonder?
Actually, the other question, we're going to have to take a break here, but the other question is, if she sells it, it becomes cash. Trust,
Correct.
without the house, does she need the trust, or how does it work? Is this?
Well, this real estate you're talking
Would
about,
I have to?
It's not your home. I'm assuming it's an extra piece of real estate.
Yes, it's an extra piece of property.
Right. Okay. That's what I was assuming. Well, it gets complicated, but in a nutshell, I don't want you to take this as advice, but sometimes are you single or married?
I'm a widow.
You're a widow. Okay. Sometimes it's better to have cash assets instead of an extra piece of property. But again, I'd want to know a lot more before you'd act on that.
793-2300, the number to call for Carole, okay? And we have
Pearl, real
quick,
go
ahead.
Do you have to pay a lot of capital gains tax or something on that if I sell it, or would it be better that the children wouldn't have to?
Depends what the capital gains is.
Exactly. We'd have to see the deed, but then we can advise you.
Okay, Pearl? All right. We've got to take a break, and then we will be back to close out this. But Carole's going to hang around for the first couple of segments next hour here on The Art Lewis Show.
Wendy's new French toast sticks are so delicious, some are saying that they're better than their mom's breakfast.
Excuse me. Did you just say Wendy's new French toast sticks are better than my breakfast?
Mom, is that you?
Answer the question.
I said some people are saying that because they're so crispy on the outside and fluffy on the inside and perfect in every way.
Uh-huh. And what do you think?
I think it's time to tell people to choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new sweet and crispy home-style French toast sticks.
That's still not an answer.
At participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is for Applied Training Solutions. You are going to get a CPL class from Applied Training Solutions for only $75. It's usually $150, but you are getting it half off. The CPL class is necessary for anyone looking for the proper certification to apply for a concealed pistol license in the state of Michigan. You must be 21 or older. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
Hello, this is Carole Thomas, and I have my seminars coming up in Bay City on Wednesday, September 28th. They're going to be at the Courtyard by Marriott at 10 o'clock and 5 o'clock. If you'd like to make a reservation, please call my office at 989-793-2300. I talk about wills and trusts, the importance of them to get assets protected if you ever need nursing home care. It's also extremely important to understand why you need a financial power of attorney. Why do you need a medical power of attorney? I love presenting the seminars because this is where you're going to find out what is necessary. I've had so many people come to my office recently that I am not able to help because they do not have their documents set up. I think it's worth your time to come to one seminar, learn what you need to know, and then you can make the decision. But isn't it amazing? By coming to one seminar, you can learn how to protect your life savings. Please call my office at 989-793-2300 to make a reservation. I promise you, you will not be disappointed if you come to one of my seminars.
Trying to find when and where you can hear the Tigers, Red Wings, Michigan football and basketball, Saginaw Spirit hockey, and SVSU football on WSGW? Just click on the sports broadcast box on WSGW.com for complete game time listings. That's WSGW.com.
All right, that's going to do it for the first hour of the Art Lewis Show. We're talking to elder law attorney Carole Thomas. She will be with us for the first couple of segments next hour, too. If you have any questions about elder law, you can give us a call as we broadcast from Symphony Tri-Cities, 6700 West Side Saginaw Road, a great care facility. It used to be called CareTel up until a couple of years ago, and now it is Symphony Tri-Cities. We have news coming up from CBS, the national and international report, the local report to keep you up to date on the Great Lakes Bay region, and, of course, the state of Michigan. And then we will be back with more after the news.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Vicky Barker in London. A nation holds its breath as the British royal family converges on Balmoral Castle in Scotland amid swirling questions about Queen Elizabeth's health.
The fact that all the principal family members are feeling it necessary and have been advised that it is necessary to travel to Balmoral, I think that says everything, really.
BBC's royal correspondent Nicholas Witchell, son and heir Prince Charles, and eldest daughter Anne are already at Balmoral. The Queen's other children are on their way, along with Prince William and Prince Harry, with Meghan in the UK for charity appearances. Just a few hours ago, Buckingham Palace released a sparse statement that her doctors were concerned about the 96-year-old monarch's health.
Buckingham Palace, they don't release news unless they have to, and they always try and give little away really as far as possible. So I think the fact that they have said what they have says quite a lot.
Royal historian Anna Whitelock. I'm Vicky Barker in London. Now with more CBS News, here's Deborah Rodriguez.
Steve Bannon arrived at a New York court this morning. Shouts of no shame as Donald Trump's former advisor surrendered to face charges of duping donors who gave money to build a border wall. New sign of strength in the jobs market. Fewer people signing up for first-time unemployment benefits. Bank rates, Mark Hamrick.
New claims declined by 6,000 to 222,000. It's the fourth straight weekly decline and takes new claims back to a level last seen in May.
Dow down 63 after Jerome Powell said this morning the Federal Reserve must continue to act, quote, strongly to keep inflation in check. With the price of the cheapest Tesla at $45,000, other car companies are beginning to roll out more affordable EVs. GM Chair Mary Barra tells CBS Mornings the Chevy Equinox SUV will start at around $30,000.
It's going to be affordable, around $30,000. That's really in the sweet spot for the new car market. So we think this vehicle is going to really change people's minds.
Range 250 to 300 miles. Secretary of State Blinken made a surprise stop in Kyiv today. Correspondent Cammie McCormick.
As Blinken arrived in Ukraine, senior administration officials announced they're asking Congress for another $2 billion in aid for Ukraine and its neighbors. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin, who was in Germany meeting with allies, announced another $675 million in military assistance, including anti-tank missiles. He said the war is entering a new phase with the Ukrainians beginning their counteroffensive in the south.
This is CBS News.
When you think of hiring, think of Indeed. Their end-to-end hiring system helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all in the same place. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Hello, this is Carole Thomas, and I have my seminars coming up in Bay City on Wednesday, September 28th. They're going to be at the Courtyard by Marriott at 10 o'clock and 5 o'clock. I love presenting my seminars. There's so much information that people need to know. And the biggest comment I get after my seminars is I had no idea there was so much to learn. And honestly, I don't know where else people would get the information necessary to know, how do I protect my assets if I ever need a long-term care? How do I protect my assets if I ever need nursing home? What if my husband has a stroke and goes into a nursing home? Are we prepared to lose our life savings? I have been presenting seminars for over 20 years, and they always filled a capacity. And I think that's because people love the information that I'm able to present at the seminars. I talk about wills and trusts, the importance of them to get assets protected if you ever need nursing home care. Please call my office at 989-793-2300 to make a reservation. I promise you, you will not be disappointed if you come to one of my seminars.
It's Bourbon and Bacon at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort, Saturday, September 24th. Don't miss classic rock legends 38 specials. Enjoy an evening of tasty barbecue and bacon dishes from top local restaurants like House of Barbecue, the Making Bacon food truck, and more. Plus a great lineup of bourbon cocktails to keep you rocking into the night. Bourbon and Bacon with 38 specials, September 24th at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. For tickets and info, visit bourbonbaconfest.com.
And now, bedtime. If sleep apnea and CPAP struggles are ruining your sleep, Inspire may work for you. Inspire is a sleep app to help you sleep peacefully. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Learn more at inspiresleep.com.
Inspire is not for everyone. Talk to your doctor to see if it's right for you and review important safety information at inspiresleep.com.
the 100.5 and 790 newsroom. This is WSGW News.
Sunny skies and 66 degrees at 10:05. Good morning. I'm Mike Burchett. Saginaw County Sheriff's Department and fire crews are on the scene of a crash at Mackinac and Pierce Roads. Mackinac will be closed between Pierce and Kochville roads while they handle the crash, which it does include injuries. Again, that is a crash at Mackinac and Pierce. Please avoid that area if possible. A teen girl reported missing from Flint has been found. 14-year-old Nevaeh Rain Harvey was last seen August 31st at Giuliano's C-Store at Corunna Road and South Ballinger Highway. Police say she may have been staying somewhere in the area of Taken Street in Flint or at the Red Roof Inn or Hometown Inn on Miller Road in Flint Township. The girl has returned home safely as of yesterday. Business leaders in the Midland Street corridor in Bay City will not get an extension to their outdoor dining after a city commission vote on Tuesday. The Midland Street Business District requested an extension of the outdoor dining and entertainment seasonal road closure of the 600 block of Midland Street from September 5th to October 15th. The commission denied the request in a 1-7 vote, with Commissioner Cordell Morris being the only one in support of the extension. Child and Family Services of Saginaw will celebrate its 150th anniversary Friday, September 30th from 11:30 to 1 at the Horizons Conference Center. The event, sponsored by Wildfire Credit Union, will feature a brief history of the agency, testimonials from clients, lunch, and a champagne toast. Tickets are $50 per person or $1,000 for a sponsor table. The celebration has been postponed twice due to the COVID-19 pandemic. WSGW News Time, 10:07.
Are you ready for retirement? Well, Jason and Carl Kreiderman with Great Lakes Investment Advisors have a new book that can help make retiring easier and empower your retirement. They talk about how a well thought out financial plan can make the difference between just surviving and thriving in retirement. Using everyday language, this book explores how a simple process can help you cover all the bases of your financial life, including how taxes can affect your retirement and much more. Your finances are too important to leave to chance. Empower Your Retirement is written to help you understand the must-dos to prepare for the retirement you desire. Get your free copy of Empower Your Retirement by calling 989-848-1188. That's 989-848-1188. And for more on retirement planning, tune into Jason and Carl's radio show, Your Financial Empower Hour, every Sunday morning at 8. Firm provides insurance services, investment advisory services offered by Great Lakes Investment Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor firm in the state of Michigan. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
WSGW News Time, 10:08. The weather forecast is coming up. A former Roseville Boy Scout scoutmaster is the first to be charged in Michigan in connection with an ongoing investigation of sexual abuse in the Boy Scouts of America. 52-year-old Mark Chapman appeared in Macomb Circuit Court yesterday. He was charged with first-degree criminal sexual conduct and 8 counts of second-degree criminal sexual conduct for his alleged acts against 2 boys during the mid-2000s. Chapman waived his right for a probable cause hearing and will face criminal charges in a higher court. He's currently held in the Macomb County Jail on a $300,000 bond. A Court of Claims judge has issued a permanent halt to Michigan's 1931 abortion ban. As News Network's Charlie Langton reports, Judge Elizabeth Gleicher said the ban violates Michigan's constitution.
The judge said that women have a right to abortion, they've got a right to privacy and dictate what they want to do with their bodies, and the harm to the prosecution side is minimal, whereas it is extreme harm to the women. And therefore, the 1931 law that banned abortion is unconstitutional.
Langton says the ruling will likely be appealed to the state Supreme Court, which is currently deciding on an abortion rights proposal, which would let voters decide the issue in November. Governor Gretchen Whitmer campaigned in her first bid for governor on fixing the damn roads, but a new DIV Detroit News poll does not put her at the top of the list for blame on bad roads. The poll says past legislators and governors and the Michigan Department of Transportation are at fault. Just 9% say Whitmer is to blame, while 6% say the current Republican-controlled legislature bears responsibility. When lawmakers rejected Whitmer's proposed 45 cents per gallon gas tax hike in 2019, Whitmer got out the state's credit cards to rebuild highways and bridges, and the latest poll shows a majority of voters approve the approach. WSGW News Time 1010. I'm Mike Perchap.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Mostly sunny skies here for today with a high into the lower 80s. Winds will be light and variable. Then for tonight, mostly clear sky conditions and a low around 56. Friday, sunshine, high of 86 degrees. Then by Saturday, partial sunshine develops and a high of 86. Sunday, we'll have a chance for showers here, mostly cloudy, high around 78 degrees. Then on Monday, a chance for showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy sky conditions, a high around 73. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 61.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions. From around your block to around the world, the Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
And welcome back. Welcome back now to the Art Lewis Show. We are broadcasting from Symphony Tri-Cities, a care facility for assisted living and memory care and the like. And we'll tell you more about that as we go on this morning. And we are here because of elder law attorney Carole Thomas, who is with us for another 20, 25 minutes or so. If you have any questions about elder law, you can give us a call at 989-752-6111. Also this hour, we'll be hearing from Farm Director Terry Henney, who is out at Johnson's Pumpkin Farm. Must be fall's coming anyway. And we say good morning again to Carole Thomas. Thanks for hanging around with us.
Certainly. Thank you.
Before I forget, do you have seminars coming up? I knew there was something we didn't talk about.
Yeah, I'm so glad you asked.
I thought so.
My next seminar, it's been actually quite a few months since I've had one, but is going to be in Bay City at the Courtyard by Marriott. And that'll be on Wednesday, September 28th. And I have sessions at 10 o'clock and 5 o'clock.
And what would somebody do to register? Because they do have to pre-register, right?
Absolutely, they do. They need to call my office at 989-793-2300.
And if we want to wait for Saginaw, do we have a Saginaw coming up?
We
Funny
do.
thing about that.
Pearl Harbor Day, Wednesday, December.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, Wednesday, December 7th. And that's at the Horizons Conference Center. And my sessions there are at 10 and 5.
And they do fill up everywhere. So
Bay City, it's amazing how it's
and
filling up.
we should point out there's no cost. for
No
this, folks.
cost.
And it's
Great
not a
cookies
sales
and-
event. It's
no.
informational.
It's, and actually, Art, someone pointed out a few weeks ago, he said, Carole, thank you for doing the seminars, because I don't know where people could get this information if it wasn't for my seminars.
Mhm.
You can't really look on the internet. You're not going to get the accurate information there. No one else around here does seminars. So this is really the only way to find out, okay, I'm 70 years old. What if my wife or me end up in a nursing home? Are we going to lose everything? And then I actually thought I'm going to compare it to everyone has homeowners insurance. My
Sure,
goodness, you
right.
want that. If something happens to your home, you don't want to lose your home. Here you're talking your life savings. You would think you'd want to get that protected
Mhm.
too. You're one stroke away from potentially losing most of it.
So let's talk about that first appointment with Carole Thomas. Somebody calls up and says, well, I think I might need trust.
Mhm.
What do they need to bring with them? And what goes on during that first appointment?
Well, let me tell you, my first appointments are entirely different if someone's been to a seminar or hasn't been to a seminar. If someone's been to a seminar, they know what I'm able to do for them, and they come in very enthusiastic. They typically want to get it done because they want to get things protected. So we just kind of jump right in because they already know the cost. They know what this is going to do for them. And I want to get information on who are your children, what real estate do you have, a general ballpark of your assets. And people are thrilled because when I set up a trust, I never title any of the money assets into the trust, just the real estate. So people don't lose control. They're still in charge of everything. And then I diagram how we save everything for a married couple.
I find that interesting because, the trust obviously protects the house, and that's the big investment that you're trying to protect. But you don't put cash assets in a trust. Is there a reason for that?
Absolutely. And you could go to 100 other lawyers today, and every lawyer, because they don't do nursing home protection, most likely they'll put all the money in the trust. So to simplify it, I do a joint trust for a married couple. So here we have a married couple.
Mr. and Mrs.
Mr. and Mrs.
Their trust.
And one of them needs long-term care.
Right.
To simplify it, we really just transfer everything to the spouse who's not in the nursing home. So I don't want all their money assets titled in this joint trust, because the first thing we would have to do is pull all the money out of the joint trust, because they both names are on everything. And then we have to transfer it to one spouse. Now, let me tell you, because other lawyers title all the money in the trust, it's a nightmare for us when they need long-term care. We had a lady a couple years ago, their lawyer titled everything in their joint trust. The credit union, there was an account for $60,000 because it was in the joint trust. The credit union said, hey, wait a minute. We know he's incapacitated. You can't take the money out of here.
Can't touch the money.
Can't touch it. Can't take it out.
Well, even if it's a joint account?
Because it was in the trust.
Oh, because it was in the trust.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Joint account is what I definitely want.
So if somebody comes in, you're going to do a trust for them, put the house in the trust and all that. Do you advise them how to set up their cash accounts?
Oh, absolutely. Beneficiaries, and yes, definitely.
And this is where the financial power of attorney comes in too.
It's very, very important. But going back to this lady, I fought with their legal department for 4 months.
Wow.
She had to spend $40,000 for long-term care for her husband because we couldn't touch this money in the trust. So it's just not a good idea to put money in the trust.
Yeah, I gathered. All right, give us a call if you have any questions about elder law. Carol will be with us a few more minutes, and then she has an appointment to get to this morning. Our number is 989-752-6111 as we broadcast from Symphony Tri-Cities. This is a care facility where there is memory care, short and long-term rehab care, and assisted living. And you can find out more about them at symphonytricities.com. symphonytricities.com will get you all the information you want about this facility, formerly known as CareTel, which is right here at 6700 West Side Saginaw Road. If you're coming from Saginaw, that, of course, is Bay Road. Just head north, and it's on the west side of the road up toward the Bay City line. And we will take a break and come back with more with Carole Thomas. And we'll also hear from Terry Henney.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
You know, back when four-time champion John Sally played pro basketball, he was money. But when you play the Big Spin instant game, you can win real money. The Big Spin is back with instant prizes up to $1 million. And with second chance drawings, 20 lucky players can appear on TV.
With me, John Sally, to spin the big wheel.
And win prizes up to $2 million. Play the Big Spin instant game.
Because a little big money play can make your day.
Knowing your limits is always the best bet.
How did hiring the right person become so difficult? Well, it doesn't have to be. Alpha Digital already has targeted databases built of very qualified candidates that are just looking for the right opportunity. That allows you to target exactly who you're trying to reach with a budget that is customized just for you. Learn about all the possibilities by going to alphamediadigital.com today. Find your next star employee with alphamediadigital.com.
Moments like watching my grandson steal second mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that is spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib.
Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for postmenopausal women or for men with HR-positive, HER2-negative NBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, boils or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
I'm Liz Clayman, and this is the Fox Business Report. Stock futures are little changed. The major averages rose yesterday. There's speculation the markets were oversold after 3 weekly losses. Investors will hear more about the economy today from Fed Chair Jerome Powell, who takes part in a Cato Institute discussion. The Fed's latest Beige Book report from its 12 districts found businesses expecting to see softening of demand over the next 6 to 12 months. There were mixed readings of slight to modest growth or softening. Apple decided to freeze prices for new iPhones. Barron says the strategy is to get you to consider an upgrade. Apple has greater control over its supply chain, which means it may be able to absorb costs. Some analysts think Apple is vulnerable in a recession, and its shares have been shrinking since mid-August. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
Now is the time to diversify your investments with gold and silver to protect your retirement. Hi, it's Lisa Booth for Bishop Gold Group. Bishop Gold Group sells physical gold and silver delivered to your door or put directly in your IRA. Call Bishop Gold Group and tell them Lisa Booth sent you to receive a silver gift on your first order. Dial pound 250 from your mobile phone and mention keyword Bishop Gold or go to bishopgoldgroup.com. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dialed text message from Bishop Gold Group.
Struggling with CPAP? Now there's Inspire, the only FDA-approved obstructive sleep apnea treatment that works inside the body to treat the root cause of sleep apnea with just the click of a button. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Visit inspiresleep.com to learn more.
It's become a family tradition. Many of you, more than likely when you were kids, came out to Johnson's Pumpkin Farm, and now you're bringing your kids, and some of you bringing the grandkids. It is a tradition, and it does continue starting this Saturday. This Saturday is the opening day for the season at Johnson's Pumpkin Farm on North Portsmouth Road, and they're ready. What's really nice about this entire operation is you don't pay for parking, you don't pay for admission. All you pay for is what you buy here at Johnson's, and there's a lot of activities, free activities for all the kids. Animals galore, acres and acres of wandering room. This is a great opportunity for the kids to just get out and run. They have lots of special events coming up. We'll be telling you more about that as we go through our broadcast. But one thing is for sure, 4715 North Portsmouth Road is going to be one busy location once again this year. Johnson's Pumpkin Farm, open for business, coming up this weekend. More reports as we go through the hour.
News.
Our economy's gone
On WSGW.
from being on the mend to on the move.
They took an economy and drove it into the ground. News coverage.
Ultra MAGA Republicans.
Here I am, Nancy Pelosi, saying this country needs a strong Republican Party, not a cult.
And now Elon Musk.
It was not correct to ban Donald Trump.
News coverage. Around the clock on WSGW.
We are back with you here on WSGW at Symphony Tri-Cities with Carole Thomas, our elder law attorney. She has a few more minutes with us. If you have any questions, you can give us a call, 989-752-6111. Let's talk for a minute about the transportability. There we go. I can say it. Transportability of trusts. If you're, a lot of people who retire travel a lot. We have a trust with Carole Thomas that takes care of us if we go into a nursing home in Michigan. What happens if we go into a nursing home on the road?
Then you're at the mercy of the rules of that state. So the trust works in all 50 states because I write my trust. It doesn't follow the laws of the state of Michigan. It follows the laws of the state where you're a resident.
Oh, okay.
I've had several clients over the years. They've done a trust with me. They've moved to another state that's not as accommodating for married couples. And they've moved back to Michigan to go into a nursing home here in Michigan.
So it is transportable in terms of the fact that it's written for the laws of the state.
Exactly.
But the laws of the state, if you're in a state where the laws are similar to Michigan, you're okay?
Well, if you die, you're okay.
Well, wait a minute.
You're okay.
Not what I had in mind.
No, but if you're in a nursing home, there are many states that for married couple, only 2/3 of the assets can be protected.
So it really does depend on the laws of the
Of
state.
the law of the state. Even though we all follow federal laws, there are different interpretations.
So if I can be transported, if I have to go into a nursing home, I say, take me back to Michigan.
A lot of times that does happen. Because typically, if someone was in Michigan and then they move elsewhere, often they still have family back here. So they say it makes sense. I mean, if there is no family
Well, it
back
makes sense
here,
anyway. I mean, you know, obviously if I can save another third, you know, if I can save that third, I'm going to lose elsewhere.
Right.
Are there states that are comparable to Michigan?
Many. So I don't know exactly, Art, but I would say probably at least 2/3 are like Michigan. We
How
can save it
about
all.
Florida, where a lot of snowbirds go and folks our age head down there in the wintertime, you know?
And I wish my son was here because he's a lawyer in my
Right,
office,
that's
but
right.
he's licensed in Florida. And he practiced down there for a while, but I believe Florida is 100% like Michigan.
That would be decent.
But don't quote me on
No,
that.
I understand. And the other one would be Arizona.
I don't think Arizona's quite as good.
So it depends on the state, doesn't
Oh,
it?
definitely. Nebraska's not as good. I know that.
So what about let's talk about the other power of attorney, the medical power of attorney. If I have a medical power of attorney, is that good across the country?
That's a great question. Not that the others haven't been wonderful. But
Thanks.
47 states recognize living wills.
Which we don't.
We don't. We're one of 3 that we don't. So a living will document is where you'd say, I want this, I don't want that. I'll be on a ventilator, but only for 5 days. All states have what we have, which is the medical directive where you're naming who will make the decision if I can't. That is recognized in all 50 states. So I tell my clients, when you're in Florida, please take the medical document. They're going to ask you, do you have a living will? Say, no, I don't, but I have this, and then that'll work.
You anticipated my next question. We have medical power of attorney. Should we be carrying that with us? If we go into any hospital for anything, should we have a copy of it with us just in case?
It's not a bad idea, but my clients, it's certainly winter in the southern states. I say, throw it
Well,
in
there
your
you-
trunk.
yeah, right.
Yeah, just take it with you. And often we fax them. We often get calls when our clients are on, not often, maybe once a year,
Yeah.
that they're on vacation and they need it, but we always have copies, so we can always get it to them.
Yeah.
And that's another thing though, Art. Clients often say, oh, I should probably give this medical power of attorney to my doctor. Maybe if he's curious in seeing it, but I think it's really important. If you have your son or your daughter as a backup, they're the ones that need the copy of the power of attorney. Because it's going to happen at midnight on Saturday. And if they come into the hospital, they're going to need to have with them proof.
Thanks for reminding me of that. I think I have to send off a copy to somebody that I know very well.
Yes.
All right, so let's go back to the seminars. We'll finish up with you at the seminars.
Okay.
When and where?
My next one is in Bay City on Wednesday, September 28th. Sessions at 10 o'clock and 5 o'clock, and they're at the Courtyard by Marriott. And nice facility, but people really need to call my office to make a reservation. 989-793-2300.
Same number that works to make an appointment.
Make an
too,
appointment.
right?
Mhm.
Well, Carole, thank you. We will talk to you again soon, I'm sure.
I hope so. Definitely. Nice seeing
And
you.
Good seeing you too. Good to be seen at
Yes.
this age. You
And
know?
nice to be here. I'm grateful to Symphony for willing to have us this morning. Thank you. Such a nice facility.
And I always say it that way. It's good to be seen at this age and
Yes.
not viewed. So, Carole, thanks a lot. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Elder law attorney Carole Thomas, we thank her for being with us. For the remainder of the hour, we will have open phones, whatever you'd like to chat about, 989-752-6111, toll free 866-790 WSGW. And I'll tell you what, we're going to take a break. We come back, we'll get Chelsea back here again to talk about Symphony, where we are located today, a beautiful facility. We'll tell you more about it right after these notes.
Loons baseball time. Catch the excitement of the Loons' quest for a Midwest League championship beginning September 15th at Dow Diamond. Single game tickets for the Loons playoff opener September 15th are on sale now and are selling fast. Reserve your seats now for the playoffs. Call 989-837-BALL or go to loons.com. The Great Lakes Loons have made it to the postseason and they need your support. Loons baseball time. Take a strip, baby. Dive in. It's Loons playoff baseball time.
Want to pay less for gas? Stop at any one of your local 26 Forward Shell convenience stores where you'll save at least 5 cents a gallon on every fill-up with Shell Fuel Rewards. Earn even more cents off when you make purchases in-store on some of your favorite snacks and drinks. Stack the savings, and you can regularly save 10, 20, 30 cents or more off each gallon of gas. That's Fuel Rewards and your area Forward Shell convenience stores. And remember, when you want to pay less at the pump, go forward.
This is a paid advertisement for legal services. Ricky LeBlanc, Chestnut Hill, Mass. Admitted in Massachusetts only. While this firm maintains joint responsibility, most cases of this type are referred to other attorneys for principal responsibility. Members, Paul J. Morgan, Winter Park, Florida. Nick Neiswander, Florence, Kentucky. Rich Grabo, 970 Farmington Avenue, West Hartford, Connecticut. 860-904-7789. Michael Bo Gonzalez, admitted Louisiana. Filing number LA-22-13614. No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other attorneys. I am a paid non-attorney spokesperson. Attention U.S. Marines. Veterans were exposed to toxic chemicals in the drinking water on Camp Lejeune between 1953 and 1987. Exposure to these chemicals increased the risk for cancer, birth defects, and other serious health problems. If you or a loved one were exposed to contaminated water on Camp Lejeune, you may be entitled to compensation. A new law gives legal rights to those harmed. It is not too late to take action. Call Sokolov Law now for a free legal consultation at 1-800-397-8100. 1-800-397-8100. 1-800-397-8100.
David was in big trouble with the IRS.
At first, I didn't owe that much, but after this year, it was out of control.
Then David called Get a Tax Lawyer.
Right away, they were like, oh yeah, looks like you're qualified to save.
Get a Tax Lawyer went to work.
Should have called way sooner.
Get a Tax Lawyer has helped thousands like David fight the IRS and get a fresh start.
Call 800-745-3070. That's 800-745-3070.
Menards has everything you need to update your home with the latest in smart technology from Fight Electric. Add extra security around your home with a Fight Electric video doorbell. It connects to existing Wi-Fi so you can monitor activity anywhere with your tablet or smartphone. All Fight security cameras and video doorbells are 11% off at Menards. Good through September 11th. Savings are a mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
Yeah, I'm so stressed. Our business is growing. We've got people all over now.
Uma.
What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending Uma and their all-in-one phone, video, and collaboration solution.
Uma?
Yep. Switching to Uma is a cinch. Just $24.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Uma.
Now you're feeling it. Visit Uma.com. That's OOMA.com to learn more. Uma. Smart communications for the smarter business.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robin show, do you know what the difference between California and the Titanic are? What? The Titanic's lights are on when it's sunk.
Oh! Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW. Thank you for being with 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW. In the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW. There we go. And as we mentioned, we are here at Symphony Tri-Cities. With us, Gene, hang on, we'll get to you in a minute, but we have Chelsea Tri-Cities. Again, Chelsea, first of all, thanks for hosting us today for Carole Thomas. And just give us an overview of Symphony Tri-Cities.
Yes, happy to. Welcome and thanks for being here. So our community here, we are a skilled nursing facility. We have long-term care Medicaid beds, which we do work with Carole Thomas's office. On the other side of our building, we have memory care, which is a secure unit, and then we have assisted living care. So a full continuum here, and then we have a variety of different facilities in the state. If we don't have availability, they certainly do. So we work well together.
And what you didn't say you had was independent living. You do not have that here.
That is correct.
This is a skilled facility.
That is correct. Yep. So no independent living here, more of a step down for that assisted if needed from independent living, and then memory care too. So yes.
So it was CareTel when it was first opened and first built. How long has Symphony been here?
Symphony, 2 years. And so that gave us an opportunity to join a much larger community. The 4 other facilities in Michigan joined Symphony as well. And that kind of connected us to our 3 Indiana homes and our 18 over in Illinois. So much larger.
You got a bunch.
Yes, we do.
All right. Well, thank you for hosting this. Located again, 6700 Westside Saginaw Road. And what is the website?
symphonytricities.com. And from there, we have virtual tours. If you're not able to join us in person, we're always happy to host you those. So never hesitate to stop by. We have Rhonda that is able to give a tour and the rest of our team. But there you can take a virtual tour and check out some fun photos and events coming up too.
All right. Very good. Chelsea, thanks.
Thank you, Art.
All righty. All right. Let's go to our phones. Jean is driving this morning. Jean, good morning.
Good morning, Art.
Morning.
Great to hear you.
Thank you.
Well, last year my father had a medical emergency, and he was lodged at Symphony for about a month, and he was really pleased. The whole family was really pleased with not only the care, the quality, and the the food, the decor. Wonderful experience for if you have to be in a nursing home, this is the place you want to be.
Checks in the mail. Chelsea and Rhonda are sitting there going, yeah.
But I have to tell you, one of their nurses saved my father's life.
Ooh.
And he's alive today because of them.
Wow.
They noticed that he wasn't the right color, and sent him off to in an ambulance to the hospital, and he was on the verge of kidney failure.
Oh wow!
So he had a long bout of recovery, and when he was done at the hospital, we tried to get him back in the Symphony, but they were full.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to say that Mom and Dad, the family, agrees that if you're going to have to be in the nursing home, Symphony's the place to be.
Wow. Oh. Well, we thank you for the story, and I'm sure Symphony appreciates that.
We certainly do. Thank you, Jean.
Well, we certainly appreciate them.
Well,
it's
a wonderful story, and glad it had a happy ending, happier than it could have been, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Jean, thanks for calling. Appreciate it. Bye-bye now.
You're welcome. Take care. Bye.
Nice story to have.
That's wonderful.
Somebody call in like that.
Yes.
All right, let's go to Midland and talk to Al this morning. Good morning, Al.
Good morning, Art, and good morning to your friends there.
Yep.
Hey, I want to thank you for Larry Rodarte this morning. We in this country are uniquely positioned to enjoy cuisine from all around the world, and it's very common to have Mexican or Tex-Mex or Italian or Chinese or any number of different food combinations, and it's just it's a wonderful deal to have that kind of ethnic variety in the community. And I want to comment that that's a great deal with the tacos, and what a wonderful portable food they are.
Yeah,
tasty, and
you know something, Al.
So,
and I don't think they will ever reach quite the level, but Mexican restaurants, as we know them in this country, and it's a variety, it's Tex-Mex for the most part,
right,
are sprouting up everywhere. But I don't think they will ever reach the level of Chinese restaurants. And do you know that there are more Chinese restaurants in the United States than all of the fast food restaurants together?
I can believe that. I can believe that.
there are.
Literally,
there are more Chinese restaurants, and we are gaining in Hispanic restaurants too.
That's good. I mean, it's just a wonderful thing to have that available, though. I want to think that's a wonderful thing that America provides, or this country provides, to all the ethnic groups that come in, are invited to come in, and they can bring their cuisine with them and share it with us. I think it's just a wonderful thing to have.
One of the growing diets in this country, and I hate that word, but I'll use it anyway, is a Mediterranean diet, and we have become used to them because they are so healthy. And there are a lot of people.
The Mexicans, The Mexican food is healthy too. A lot of their stuff is very healthy.
That depends what you eat.
I'm figuring when the tomatoes are in there, the tastiness is part of that.
You can make them healthy, but it's pretty heavy in sauce and cheeses and things.
Well, they could leave the cheese out, I guess. But
it's not quite
I wouldn't like it as much without the cheese.
I would too, but that's part of it. So, but
hey, I also want to thank you guys for winning your awards, and that's a wonderful thing for you guys to be recognized for awards. Right. And a while back when I was mentioning some of your shows, I felt kind of shy. I forgot and skipped over one of my friends, one of my pals, Mike Avery. His outdoor magazine. I don't know if I ever told you this. My grandmother, my mother's mother, was an Avery from Kent County, Ottawa. Yeah, and so I suspect in our family genetic tree, we're related to Mike Avery. I'm pretty sure of it.
I'll tell you what, there are worse people to be related to. He is such.
He's a cool guy. He really is.
I call him big guy because he towers over me.
He is big. He is big. He's a lot taller than I am. He's a big guy, all right.
But he's one of my favorite people.
He is a wonderful fella, and if folks ever meet him, they'll just never forget. He makes quite an impression. Well, anyhow, Art, you have a good morning, and thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
Yep. Bye now.
And he mentioned the awards, and it's always a privilege for the station to win awards, and certainly WSGW. We have walls full of them. As a matter of fact, we have to rotate them because there's just not enough wall space for all the awards the station has won. But we are also unique in a way that I had the privilege of being inducted into the Michigan Association of Broadcasters Hall of Fame this summer. Dave Maurer preceded me last year into the Hall of Fame, and it is rare for a station to have two Hall of Famers on one staff. So we are very, very thankful. We never forget, though, that it's all because of one thing. It's all because of you, the audience, because without you, there's no point in being here. This is a business like every other business, and it depends on an audience so it can sell advertising. And we are pleased to have you as the audience. And because of you being there, that allows Dave and I to do what we do. And that allowed in the overview of things to be recognized for what we do. But it doesn't happen without you, the audience, first and foremost. And because, it's the old chicken and egg where people say, well, you have sponsors. Well, you don't have sponsors without an audience. Sponsor wants to know somebody's listening. So, the audience has to come first. When the radio station signs on the air, it's got to build an audience before it can really sell its time. So never forget that. It's all about you, and we're glad to have you with us here on WSGW. And we're glad to be able to move around and visit businesses like we're at today with Symphony Tri-Cities. It's an eye-opener for me because I get to see all of these places that I might not ever get to otherwise. I get to meet a lot of nice people that I might not meet otherwise. So it's always fun to do that. And right after these notes, I don't think I need to play that, but I do need to play something else. So we will do this, and we will also hopefully hear from Terry Henney, who is at Johnson's Pumpkin Farm.
Kapoco Community Credit Union has you covered this fall for any of your lending needs. Have home improvements? You're covered. How about that fall color tour vacation? Covered. Maybe it's something that will make lasting memories like a wedding. Yep, Kapoco has loans that will help you with all those life-changing events. Any dream is possible when you let Kapoco dream it with you. Kapoco Community Credit Union, Bay City and Saginaw. Plan your fall now. Go online to kapoco.org. Member NCUA.
Hello, this is Carole Thomas, and I have my seminars coming up in Bay City on Wednesday, September 28th. They're going to be at the Courtyard by Marriott at 10 o'clock and 5 o'clock. If you'd like to make a reservation, please call my office at 989-793-5800. 2300. I talk about wills and trusts, the importance of them to get assets protected if you ever need nursing home care. It's also extremely important to understand why you need a financial power of attorney. Why do you need a medical power of attorney? I love presenting the seminars because this is where you're going to find out what is necessary. I've had so many people come to my office recently that I am not able to help because they do not have their documents set up. I think it's worth your time to come to one seminar, learn what you need to know, and then you can make the decision. But isn't it amazing? By coming to one seminar, you can learn how to protect your life savings. Please call my office at 989-793-2300 to make a reservation. I promise you, you will not be disappointed if you come to one of my seminars.
Wednesdays are for winning at Saginaw Eagles Landing. Now through September 28th, you can cash in on Hump Day. That's right. On Wednesdays from 9:30 a.m. till 9:30 p.m., we're giving away $1,000 cash every hour. So get some midweek action and cash in on Hump Day now through September 28th. Only at Saginaw Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel. Real fun, real friendly. Visit saginaw-eagleslanding.com for complete rules and details.
One of the big reasons why Johnson's Pumpkin Farm is so successful year in and year out is because it provides entertainment for the entire family. The adults enjoy just being out, enjoying the fresh air like we are experiencing today. The kids love to run, and they love to be a part of all the activities going on out on the farm. There's animals to pet. There's horses to ride. There's all sorts of different events that occur each and every weekend. And of course, plenty of food. They're famous for their donuts. And once again, this year, the cinnamon and sugar plain or frosted donuts are a specialty at Johnson's. And every Friday, they will have some special flavors. So if you'd like to know more about the flavors and more about the events and activities, there's plenty of them. All you got to do is go to johnsonsgiantpumpkins.com or follow them on Facebook. Johnson's Pumpkin Farm, located on North Portsmouth Road, 4715 North Portsmouth, to be specific, just east of Saginaw, I-75 at the Carroll exit. And they're open beginning this Saturday through Halloween. More coming up next hour.
The WSGW Morning Team Show.
The WSGW online poll is about American democracy. Quinnipiac University did a poll, nearly 1,600 U.S. adults, asking about American democracy. 72% of registered Democrats, 70% of Republicans, 69% of independents saying that they had a fear about the future of U.S. democracy. Some of the comments were fearing because of what was called political extremism. People want politicians to work together instead of remaining too true to their ideological beliefs. Some say, as bad as it seems now, throughout the history, our democracy has survived. The poll question is, do you fear the future of U.S. democracy? Yes, no, you're not sure. Vote by going to WSW.com. Scroll down the homepage, find the poll box, make your vote that way.
I think there is something different happening, and I think it just sounded like a 60s song. Something happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. Thank you.
Yeah, there you go. Good one.
The Morning Team, weekdays 5:30 till 9 on WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW, broadcasting from Central Tri-Cities Care Facility, Skilled Care Facility here at 67 Westside Saginaw Road, which is Bay Road in Saginaw. And our broadcast sponsored by elder law attorney Carole Thomas. And she will be having another one of her free seminars, this one in Bay City. And the Bay City one will be on September 28th. And this will be at the Courtyard by Marriott. And the address is 2 East Main Street in Bay City. Call for reservations. You do have to have them because it's limited seating. It is free, but 989-793-2300 for reservations. And it's a free seminar on wills and trusts with elder law attorney Carole Thomas. She will also be having one in December in Saginaw at the Horizons Conference Center. Both of them, by the way, 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. She has 2 sessions each day. They do fill up, so you do need reservations. Open lines for the remainder of the hour. Next hour, by the way, on Focus, we will talk to Judy Adams from the I Support the 1% Pantry for Veterans. That'll be coming up on Focus. And we'll also hear again from Terry Henney. It is, even though the calendar doesn't say so, time to start thinking fall. And he is out at Johnson's Giant Pumpkin Farm because the pumpkin farm opens up this weekend for all its activities right through October. And it's always a great time out there. We will be out there in the near future in early December. Looking forward to it. So again, we will hear from Terry again at Johnson's Pumpkin Farm out on Portsmouth Road. Meantime, as we sit here on this beautiful day, I just, I keep thinking about the fact that in late April and May, every time I touch my little ball here, it trips. Want to hear it again, folks? Listen here. Every time I touch the button again, I have too many things in front of me, is what it is. I keep thinking, I think back to April and early May when I'm saying, all right, the weather's changed. It's not cold anymore. It's going to be beautiful. We're done with the snow and summer's coming. And then I blink and it's mid-September already, almost. Baseball season's almost over. It will be for the Tigers by the end of the month. And you start thinking football. As a matter of fact, tonight there are some the Thursday night football returns. And it amazes me how fast the summer goes. But it was a good summer. We didn't do a lot. We're still, I think, getting back into the way we were pre-COVID. But, my wife and I, for example, we went east. She went to visit her relatives in Reading, Pennsylvania, and I took Amtrak up to Stamford, Connecticut to visit my cousin that I hadn't seen in a while. So it was it was a fun week. We did get away and we get to relax and unwind a little bit. But still, I just, I can think back to May sitting at a steering committee meeting for the Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational and saying, oh boy, can't wait. It'll be here soon. And I get to be a starter and all that stuff. Man, that's a month and a half gone already. 2 months gone already, actually. And the older you get, it seems time moves faster. Now, I know, as I've said many times, there are 60 seconds in a minute. There are 60 minutes in an hour. There's 24 hours in a day, 7 days a week, 365 a year, except leap year. I understand that. But yet, it just seems to go faster. And I don't know why that is. Because the older we get, the slower we want it to go. And it doesn't seem to happen. Maybe you got some thoughts on it. I have no idea. I mean, I am one of those who lives each day for its own. And I don't dwell in the past. I'm happy to have done some of the things that I have done in the past, but I don't dwell on the past. I plan for the future, but I don't dwell on it. I'm one of those that lives each day for itself and thankful that I have that day to live. I don't know how you feel about it, but I like to take it one day at a time. My wife and I, more than not, I'll say to her, any plans for the day? And she'll say, nope. And then I think about me and I go, yeah, me either. So we just, we take it as it comes, so to speak, and enjoy it and enjoy the company of our friends and enjoy the many things that we do together. So that's where it's at for me. Take our last break here, and then we will be back to close out this edition of the Art Lewis Show.
Want to pay less for gas? Stop at any one of your local 26 Forward Shell convenience stores where you'll save at least 5 cents a gallon on every fill-up with Shell Fuel Rewards. Earn even more cents off when you make purchases in-store on some of your favorite snacks and drinks. Stack the savings, and you can regularly save 10, 20, 30 cents or more off each gallon of gas. That's Fuel Rewards and your area Forward Shell convenience stores. And remember, when you want to pay less at the pump, go forward.
It could be the best years of your life. In retirement, you'll finally get to do what you want to do. But You have to plan for it. Start by tuning into Mindy and Nolan McIntosh of McIntosh and Associates every Sunday at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Make retirement the best time of your life. Tune in Sundays at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
Attention all business owners who rent or lease space, including storage space. Stop wasting your money paying someone else for your space. You can now save a ton of money and own your own building with the incredible sale prices from General Steel. That's right. Start saving money every month on renting space from others. Just call 877-25-STEEL to see how General Steel can help you save money. Our 50-year structural warranty buildings are custom designed for your needs and save you a ton of money. Call 877-25-STEEL.
Take it from a successful entrepreneur. If you need to expand or start a new business, you need General Steel.
Great team and the competitive pricing is the reason I went with General Steel.
Call 877-25-STEEL now, and you can get any of our popular quick construction structures, including a 40 by 60 foot building or a 50 by 100 clear span building fast and easy. Call 877-25-STEEL. That's 877-257-8335. 877-25-STEEL.
Your home for Michigan Wolverines football is WSGW.
He's got running room, cuts inside, 10, touchdown. Roman Wilson, they'll run it with Blake Corum going right, and he will score. Untouched Blake Corum, ball's on the ground, and it's picked up by DJ Turner, and he's going to take it. And DJ Turner looks like he has got a touchdown.
It was indeed a laugher for the Michigan Wolverines, who earned a 51-7 blowout rout over Colorado State in the season opener. Next, the Wolverines welcome the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors to the Big House this Saturday night with J.J. McCarthy under center for the Maize and Blue. Coverage begins at 7 with kickoff at 8 p.m. on 100.5 FM News Radio WSGW. Michigan football is brought to you by Legal Equipment Company, Schaefer and Beerline Ram Truck in Frankenmuth, Zematic Irrigation Solutions, North Bloomfield Properties, and Wolf Files Ace Hardware in Saginaw. It's Michigan against Hawaii, live Saturday night at 7 on 100.5 FM News Radio WSGW.
Michigan football is on WSGW.
We're back with you on the Art Lewis Show, and in our Premier Kitchen and Bath studio is the one and only prognosticator himself, Pat Johnson. Pat, good morning.
Hey, good morning. I just wanted to add just a little something. You were talking, you were asking the question, why does it seem like time just goes by faster as we get older? And I was telling Charlie off the air here, I said, I'm not sure exactly where I remember hearing this. It may have been in a psychology class I took at CMU or something, but the perception that our brains give us that, you know, time goes by faster as we get older, it's probably due to the fact that, like, when we think back when we were kids and like the school year would drag, right? And drag, and summer would go by fast, but all that. One reason could be is that our brains are not filled with all these memories when we're kids. There's a lot of void space in our brains. So that's what makes things appear. That's why we perceive things going longer when we were kids. And then as we get older, our brains, you know, we get filled with all this information and all these memories. And that's what makes time seem like it's going by faster as we get older.
So basically what you're saying is we need a brain delete button.
There you go. Yeah. not bad. Not bad. Yes. Ain't that the truth?
The brain is the biggest computer on earth. I mean, you know, so.
I'm sorry to say, I think some people have hit that delete button on their brain. That's another story.
Oh, no, Charlie, come on now.
So anyway, yeah, that was just my 2 cents.
That's interesting, but you know, it does. You know, I don't know if that is the real reason why we think that, but it's plausible. Let's put it that way. But I do know that looking at it throughout my life, the older I get, the faster it seems to go.
Oh yeah,
and
absolutely.
You know, it's on the one hand spectacular, on the other hand scary.
Well, like you just said, I can't believe it's already been 2 months since the golf tournament. Basically, it's almost been 2 months since it was here. Yeah, that does not seem it doesn't seem right. It just doesn't. But I think that's why when we were kids, why the school year dragged on, why summer seemed endless. Is, you know, when we were kids, time was a lot slower then. So
and it's the reason I work here, because I surround myself with you youngins.
There you go. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, that's quite all right. I think I have sons older than you are. So anyhow, Thank you, Charlie. Thank you, Pat. We thank the folks here at Symphony. We'll be back for another half hour of Focus coming up. We will talk to Judy Adams from the I Support the 1% Pantry, and that will be coming up after the news. We also thank elder law attorney Carole Thomas again for her seminar September 28th in Bay City, 10 and 5 p.m. at the Courtyard by Marriott. Call her at 989-793-2300 and make your reservation. We will take time out for the news, and then we will be back with Focus here on WSGW.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by General Steel.
I'm Vicky Barker in London.
It's fair to say that we all have a sense that the tectonic plates are shifting.
Royal historian Catherine Pepinster, as fears grow over the health of Queen Elizabeth. Son and heir Prince Charles is already at the Queen's Scottish retreat of Balmoral. The rest of her children are on their way, along with Prince William and Prince Harry, with Meghan in the UK for charity appearances. It was just a few hours ago that Buckingham Palace released a short statement saying the 96-year-old monarch was under medical supervision amid concerns for her health. And a nation waits.
Of course, people will be hoping the Queen gets better, but she is a woman now, elderly, very elderly, and has had health issues. And I think Buckingham Palace's statement really points to how serious this now is.
Royal historian Anna Whitelock. I'm Vicky Barker in London. Now, with more CBS News, here's Steve Kathan.
Well, former Trump aide Steve Bannon arrived this morning at a courthouse in New York. He's been charged with duping donors who gave millions to a border wall group. In Las Vegas, CBS's Mark Strassman has more on a political figure who's been arrested in connection with the death of a reporter who covered him.
In a city that is hard to shock, this killing is the talk of Las Vegas. Clark County's public administrator, a man named Robert Tillis, will be in court later today to face murder charges. He allegedly killed the investigative reporter whose stories helped end his political career.
In Memphis, 4 were killed, 3 wounded in a shooting rampage that went on for hours at several different locations and had some people sheltering in place.
It's crazy. You cannot be safe in your own city, and this is terrible.
A 19-year-old suspect is in custody. Well, CBS's Chris Mavridis tells us a Canadian manhunt is over for a second suspect in a mass stabbing, one half of a brother tandem. Both are dead.
In the end, a dozen Mountie cruisers chased Miles Sanderson's stolen pickup along a rural highway about 80 miles from where this all started on Sunday. He crashed into a ditch, ending 72 hours of anxiety and terror for the province of Saskatchewan, and his death leaves police with nagging unanswered questions. The biggest one? Why?
10 people were killed in those attacks in an indigenous community. Well, CNN says one of its cornerstone anchors has died.
Shots were fired as President Reagan left the Washington Hilton Hotel. Following that address, we carried live here on CNN.
Bernard Shaw, trailblazing black journalist covering the top events of the 1980s and 90s. He was 82 years old. Right now, the Dow is up 160. This is CBS News.
If you're a business owner renting or leasing, you can save a ton of money and own a custom-designed building made by General Steel. Just call 877-25-STEEL and get a quote today.
Lehman's Green Apple Barn is celebrating their 37th annual Apple Country Craft Show Saturday and Sunday, September 10th and 11th from 10 to 4. Over 60 local vendors will be featuring handmade items. You'll find crafters from woodworking, photography, sewing, doll clothes, holiday and garden decor, fresh baked goods, warm donuts, freshly pressed apple cider, kettle corn, food trucks, and more. Check out greenapplebarn.com or visit on Facebook. Stop out to Lehman's Green Apple Barn Saturday and Sunday, September 10th and 11th from 10 to 4. Admission is free.
Hello, this is Carole Thomas, and I have my seminars coming up in Bay City on Wednesday, September 28th. They're going to be at the Courtyard by Marriott at 10 o'clock and 5 o'clock. I love presenting my seminars. There's so much information that people need to know. And the biggest comment I get after my seminars is I had no idea there was so much to learn. And honestly, I don't know where else people would get the information necessary to know, how do I protect my assets if I ever need a long-term care? How do I protect my assets if I ever need nursing home? What if my husband has a stroke and goes into a nursing home? Are we prepared to lose our life savings? I have been presenting seminars for over 20 years, and they always filled a capacity. And I think that's because people love the information that I'm able to present at the seminars. I talk about wills and trusts, the importance of them to get assets protected if you ever need nursing home care. Please call my office at 989-793-2300 to make a reservation. I promise you, you will not be disappointed if you come to one of my seminars.
And now, bedtime. If sleep apnea and CPAP struggles are ruining your sleep, Inspire may work for you. Inspire is a sleep apnea treatment that works inside the body to help you sleep peacefully. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Learn more at inspiresleep.com.
Inspire is not for everyone. Talk to your doctor to see if it's right for you and review important safety information at inspiresleep.com.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Sunny skies and 66 degrees at 11:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Pershaw. Saginaw Valley State University and Bowie State University have announced a collaborative effort to highlight historically black colleges and universities, or HBCUs. The event, called as the Saginaw Valley Classic and HBCU Experience, begins Thursday at 6 p.m. with a documentary film screening and discussion panel on the SVSU campus. On Friday, the event continues with a talent showcase at 7 p.m. Events are free and open to the public. A registration form can be found at svsu.edu. The celebration concludes with the football game between SVSU and Bowie State on Saturday at 1 p.m. Registration is now underway for the 10th annual A.H. Nicholas Innovation Awards. The program includes scholarships to teams of STEM students ages 13 to 18 in the Great Lakes Bay region. The first phase of the competition requires teams to submit a 2-page summary of a problem and a proposed solution. By late November, the top 20 teams will be selected to continue in the competition. During phase 2, each of these groups will be given $1,000 and 4 months to further research and develop a solution, then present their findings during a public event at SVSU in April. WSGW News Time, 11:07.
One glance at the calendar and you can see that summer is quickly coming to an end. M&R Garage Door wants to remind you that now is the perfect time to replace that old garage door or finally get a garage door opener. The pros at M&R Garage Door can install a pre-painted, maintenance-free garage door that will work great and look fantastic for years. And an insulated door will help save on your home heating bill. M&R can professionally install your door and opener or repair any brand residential and industrial door or opener. Call 894-0971. And remember, at M&R Garage Door, service is their specialty.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
WSGW News Time, 11:08. The weather forecast is coming up next. Several dozen faculty at Eastern Michigan University are striking after their union and the school's administration failed to agree on a new labor contract. They held signs aloft yesterday calling for a fair contract outside Welch Hall on the school's Ypsilanti campus. The union warned Tuesday night that a strike was expected. EMU's chapter of the American Association of University Professors voted 91% in favor of authorizing one by more than 500 tenured and tenure-track faculty. The union says administration is not bargaining in good faith. The school has said classes will be held as scheduled. Negotiations were expected to continue despite the strike. With less than a week to go before the first September auto show, it's becoming clear this is going to be a very different event. Here's Autobeat reporter Jeff Gilbert.
The floor will feature both big manufacturers' displays and smaller dealer displays. But Auto Dealers Association Vice President Carole Zimmerman says what they wanted is something from every major brand. Can they get every vehicle they want? These days, nobody can.
It's not just the automobile industry. It's not just chips. So it's all that has impacted our ability to get vehicles. Every dealer is selling every car. So, and the manufacturers, same thing. They want to get them to the consumers.
Also, show for the charity preview and a demonstration of what's called the gravity jet. Jeff Gilbert, the Michigan News Network.
Alaska state troopers say a Michigan man suffered serious puncture wounds to his arms during a grizzly bear mauling in Alaska, but he was able to stop the attack using pepper spray on the grizzly bear. Nicholas Kuperis was able to contact troopers via a satellite communications device after the late Tuesday afternoon mauling about 60 miles north of Glen Allen. Troopers say Kuperis and his hunting party surprised the bear with 3 cubs in the Upper East Fork Indian River area. They responded from Glen Allen, landing a plane on a ridgetop and flew him back to a waiting ambulance. When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 752-0790. It's 1110. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Mostly sunny skies here for today with a high into the lower 80s. Winds will be light and variable. Then for tonight, mostly clear sky conditions and a low around 56. Friday, sunshine, high of 86 degrees. Then by Saturday, partial sunshine develops and a high of 86. Sunday, we'll have a chance for showers here, mostly cloudy, high around 78 degrees. Then on Monday, a chance for showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy sky conditions, a high around 73. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 67.
Now, it's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
And a good morning to you. Welcome to another edition of Focus on WSGW. Focus sponsored by our friends at Food Pantry. Safe and affordable replacement for a treatment for your asphalt shingles and avoiding asphalt shingle roof replacement. You can find out more about RoofMax online at getroofmax.com, or you can call Ben at 989-859-6751. RoofMax with 2 X's. We are broadcasting today from Symphony Tri-Cities. This is an extended or a skilled care facility is the way I should probably put it, formerly known as CareTel, here at 6700 West Side Saginaw Road in Bay City, Bay Road going north, of course, and it's on the west side of the road. And we are here for elder law attorney Carole Thomas. We'll be telling you about her seminars here in a couple of minutes. And we will also hear from Terry Henney. But for this half hour, this program anyway, we are going to be chatting about something which I think is very important and I support. It's called the I Support the 1% Pantry in Saginaw, a veterans pantry. And with us now, we say good morning once again and welcome back Judy Adams. Judy, good morning.
Good morning, Art. How are you?
We're doing well. Thanks for joining us today. I think before we get too far along here, we need to start, for those that might not be familiar with it, give us an overview of the I Support the 1%, what it's all about, what it is.
Okay, our pantry is located out at Harry Brown Airport. We opened our doors in April of 2015, and we only assist veterans and military families. We started this actually at an Army Reserve Center 2 years before that, helping soldiers out at that reserve unit, and wanted to expand it, and we had to get a nonprofit going in a different location due to it being a military installation. The need is real here in this area, and we set up appointments with our veterans for their privacy because people don't realize it's so hard for a veteran to come in and ask for help.
I have a dumb question. Why in the world would you not want to have a facility that helps veterans on a military installation? That would seem to me to be the logical place to have something like that.
Right. The problem is it's a security risk letting others in from the outside. It is a military installation. And with things that have happened in the world, unfortunately, there is a security risk letting others in. So we were happy, got the nonprofit up and going, and it was right down the street, actually, from that reserve unit that we have this food pantry, and it's been working out very well for us.
Yeah, and Harry Brown Airport's been hosting it for quite some time now. So tell us about events that you have. You have something coming up?
Yes, Kroger on State Street in Saginaw from day one since we opened. We opened in April. That following September, they started our first food drive for us. So it's an annual food drive, and it's that has helped keep our pantry very well stocked for the winter months because it's so hard in the winter. And we're very thankful for Kroger for their years of support. They've just put their hearts and arms around our pantry.
So when is the event?
That will be happening this Saturday, September 10th, from 10 to 4.
Right in the parking lot of Kroger's on State Street.
Right? Yep. Yes, and you can't miss it. We will have many Army trucks out there. That unit where this food pantry started will have those soldiers help us yearly to stock the truck, and they many soldiers out there helping us on Saturday.
And how can the public help in this? What are you expecting from the public?
Well, they can do one of two things. They can purchase items from inside Kroger's. We will have a list of the most requested items. We really try to get the protein items that helps a veteran not be hungry. And they can give cash donations. Or they can even buy a gift card in Kroger. We accept those too because we can purchase food later with those gift cards.
All right, hang on, Judy. I got to take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk more about this. I support the 1% Pantry for veterans. Here on Focus on this day, let me talk to you about your sleep. How'd you do last night? Because we're asked to do more for less in these days. So when you go to bed, theoretically, you spend a third of your life there. You really need quality sleep. But you can get it on a quality mattress from Sanitary Mattress. As a matter of fact, Sanitary Mattress right down the road from you. I support the 1% Pantry at Harry Brown Airport. And you can put them in your GPS. They're on Janes, just to the east of the airport. And the one thing about it is the manufacturing of that mattress is done right here to your specifications. So you know that the mattress you're sleeping on was made right here and your dollars stay right here in the Great Lakes Bay region. Also, if you have an RV or a boat, they'll custom make a mattress for you, something the box stores can't do. Sanitary Mattress. Again, 5343 Janes Road in Saginaw, east of Harry Brown Airport. On the web at sanitarymattress.com or call them at 989-753-1757. And by the way, if you have an RV or a boat, they will custom make a mattress to your specific size at Sanitary Mattress. Give them a call. Try them out. You'll sleep better for it. We'll also hear from Terry Henney. All of that coming up in just a couple of moments.
Kapoco Community Credit Union has you covered this fall for any of your lending needs. Have home improvements? You're covered. How about that fall color tour vacation? Covered. Maybe it's something that will make lasting memories like a wedding. Yep, Kapoco has loans that will help you with all those life-changing events. Any dream is possible when you let Kapoco dream it with you. Kapoco Community Credit Union, Bay City and Saginaw. Plan your fall now. Go online to kapoco.org. Member NCUA.
Hi, I'm Danica Patrick and proud aunt. Watching my nieces grow, play, and learn is amazing. But not every child gets to be carefree. 1 in 6 kids in the U.S. are hungry. 1 in 6. That little girl sitting alone at the playground, she can't play like the other kids. She doesn't have the energy because she's hungry. School lunch will be her only meal today. It breaks my heart that this is the reality in our country, but it's something that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste. This food is then provided to families and children in need. Being a kid should be about using your imagination, learning, and having fun. These children shouldn't have to miss out on simply being a kid because they're hungry. To find out how you can help end childhood hunger in your community, visit feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
This morning we've been outside enjoying the beautiful day, and it is going to be a beautiful day. And I can't think of a better day than to come out and check out Johnson's Pumpkin Farm, because coming up this Saturday, it's opening day. And it's the opening weekend for the season at Johnson's. Pictures galore. The kids will love it, being able to get their pictures taken at all the different things and events that are going on here at Johnson's. If you'd like to know more about what is going on, all you have to do is go to johnsonsgiantpumpkins.com or check them out on Facebook and get a schedule of all the events, because every weekend there's something different and something special going on. But one thing is for sure, every day you're going to enjoy just being outside and enjoying agriculture at its finest at Johnson's. Plenty of food, plenty of crafts that you can take a look at and buy. And of course, we can't forget the donuts. That's what they're famous for. Fresh, daily, cinnamon and sugar, plain or frosted donuts. And then on Fridays, they have special flavors. So again, you can go to the website or Facebook and find out what that special flavor of the Friday will be. All of it at Johnson's Pumpkin Farm, 4715 North Portsmouth Road, just east of Saginaw.
You are with WSGW in the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios.
And we are back with you on Focus here on WSGW. Our program today is sponsored by Carole Thomas as we visit folks at Symphony Tri-Cities, a skilled care facility which is located at 6700 Westside Saginaw Road, Bay Road if you're coming north. Carole Thomas, our elder law attorney, presenting a free seminar in Bay City Wednesday, September 28th, both 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. at the Courtyard by Marriott, 2 East Main Street in Bay City. But you have to call. It is limited seating. They are free seminars, 989-793-2300 for reservations. And she will be back in Saginaw December 7th. The seminars at Horizons Conference Center. You need to call for those too. We are talking to Judy Adams from the I Support the 1%, so the Pantry for Veterans. Judy, and I've supported the organization before and continue to support it. But at the same time, it really kind of bugs me a little bit that we even need an organization like this, that those that serve this country and come home find themselves in a position where they need a pantry like this. Your thoughts?
Yes, I so agree with you. Our veterans that sacrifice so much, way back during the Vietnam era, men and women were drafted. They had no choice. It's not that way today, but still, the reason we named our pantry I Support the 1% is 1% of this population gives of themselves to serve in the military. And they should not want for anything because they do sacrifice so much. We work with the HUD-VASH program. It's the homeless veterans that are thrown into public shelters, which I have a problem with. They should be housed instead of thrown into a public shelter until they can find them subsidized housing. And we work with the social workers at the Saginaw VA and make up monthly bags, and the social workers come and pick up those bags and deliver them to those veterans that want food assistance every month. But again, it should not be that way in this country. They should be provided for whatever needs that they have.
Amen. So let me talk about those veterans and how they can avail themselves of your services. What does a veteran need to do if they find themselves in need?
They can get a hold of me. We have the phone number that actually rings in my home. I will set them up an appointment. We do that for their privacy because, again, it is so hard. Many have walked in and turned around. They just couldn't do it. And we understand that. We talk to them and assure them that it is a private thing. Their name would never be shared with anyone. And they do come back. It's very difficult because you're taught in the military, you don't ask for help. You figure out how to help yourself. So it is difficult.
And so they make an appointment, and then they come in and
Yep.
visit with you.
Absolutely. And all we require is we do need some type of veteran identification. Sure. We accept the VA card, their driver's license. They can have veteran put on it. If they belong to an American Legion, VFW, we accept those as a form of ID.
Do those organizations work with you to help veterans in need?
Some of them do. They do referrals to us. 90% of our veterans that receive help in that pantry are referred to us by veteran organizations.
It's good to know that they care and somebody's there for these folks. I've always just shuddered at the thought. But let me ask in terms of percentages anyway. Do you have female veterans too that are in need?
Pardon me, you broke up a little bit.
Do you have female veterans in need too?
Oh yes, we have many female veterans that we help. We also have a lot of young families, combat wounded vets with young families. Excuse me, and we're there for them. We just don't want anybody struggling.
Do you offer them referral? Do you refer them to people that can help them?
Yes, I know of a lot of other veteran organizations that may help pay a utility bill and things like that. I know of resources because I do get a lot of calls outside of us just providing food for them. If one of our veterans needs help with something else, and I do refer them to other people.
So this Saturday, Kroger, 10 to 4, is that right?
That's correct. Yep.
At Kroger on State Street, and plan on visiting folks and making a donation. You'll feel better for it too. Judy, as always, thank you for what you do, and thank you for being with us today.
I so thank you too for your total support for over the years. It's really helped us out.
We love doing it. Thank you very much. We're sorry we have to, but we love doing it.
I know.
All right, Judy. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Take care.
Judy
Bye-bye.
Adams from the I Support the 1% Pantry for Veterans. We will take our last break, come back, and close out.
Hometown feel and big-time winning. That's Saginaw Eagles Landing, the place where everyone greets you with smile after smile. In the casino, at the restaurants, or in the hotel. This is a getaway that makes you feel right at home. We've got hundreds of slots, great food, and a comfy place to stay. So come on in and see what the good times are all about. Saginaw Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel.